Welcome to the Red Wagon Inn. I hope that you are all having a terrific Tuesday. I know that we are, and we're so excited to have you here, and so excited for episode, what is this one? I think it's 14? 15.
Sounds
Either way,
good.
excited for it. Have a lot planned tonight. I actually planned some stuff. That's rare, but here we are. And I'm sure Alex will do what he can to ruin that before we get started. But before we do get started, we do have a lot of things to shill and very few things to show you before we get started. So, just to kick it off, I know Brie, I think, has something to shill.
I do. I have something I'm very excited to shill. I shill, not shrill, although I do a lot of that as well. I also want to point out to the audience that before we started this stream, Ryan said, "I love you all very much," which has left me very uneasy because I don't think you've ever said that to us before.
I just
and
want
I'm
you guys to have a
scared.
good day. What can
Yeah. Yeah. I've known you for a little while now, Ryan, and I'm scared.
I do love you. What's wrong with that? Let's start the
So
day
how
off
many
right.
deaths
Every kindness comes at a price.
How many deaths?
Well, there's only
Whew.
5, so it's anywhere from 0 to 5, right? It's somewhere around that amount of deaths.
But back to the shilling, I am super excited because we have been working at Level Up Dice on something I'm super proud of, which is called Critcast Dice Resin. And surprise, I don't know if you know this, but a lot of us are dice makers here. And I am very excited that we are launching this brand new product that I absolutely adore. Very close to my heart. We are going to be doing a live stream on Instagram at Level Up Dice's Instagram tomorrow. Yes, it's still tomorrow. I'm bad with international times. At 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, so Wednesday 6 p.m. Eastern Standard on Level Up Dice. And we're gonna make some dice with our new resin, and I'm super pumped about it. I really love it, and I can't wait to share it with you guys.
What was that name
I'm
one more
super
time for the
excited.
people?
That name, people, is Critcast Dice Resin, and it is the first resin that is specifically made for crafting dice.
Amazing.
Super stoked.
I'm going to be doing a
super
review
stoked.
video on it sometime. Woo!
Yeah.
And I'll eventually probably buy it because I need it.
Yeah.
Super
Catch us tomorrow. And the cool thing is that we're gonna make some dice at the start and then we're gonna pull it at the end of the video. So come make dice with us. Come if you're interested in learning about resin, come hang out. It's gonna be a good time.
Good time.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
believe Brie, it's going to be about a 3-hour stream, and we're actually making a set of dice from start to pretty much finish.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
3
But
hours?
Wow.
We won't be inking, but we will be mixing. You guys can decide what goes in, and then we're going to pull it at the end.
Oh man, I'm excited. I'm gonna go
Yeah.
check it out. I'll be there.
Nice.
Crazy.
Heck, I might even buy one should somebody put a link up for that at any point in time in the chat where I might be able to do so. That would just
It
make it
launches
easy.
tomorrow.
It
It
tomorrow in
launches
chat.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Next week in chat.
It will be launching tomorrow. So in the live stream, there absolutely will be opportunity for you to jump on that resin train. Toot toot.
Can you give me one more toot toot?
Toot toot.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything they need to shill? Oh, wrong way, Drew.
Nope.
I'll
I
do
got-
an
I got
little
nothing.
extra one.
Good.
So this week is huge for Level Up Dice. We have 2 big conventions coming up in a couple of weeks, PAX West in a week and a half. And at the end of this week, we'll be launching some other really big announcements that will be first being aired at PAX West. So if you aren't following us and you'll see some really cool innovations and technologies, definitely check us out.
I like innovations and technologies. I like dice. Man, I would follow Level Up Dice on every social media account if I could. Is following an account, does that cost me money, Alex?
It's actually for free.
For
It's
free?
For free?
For free.
Wait. And if I was to put something in the chat, can you join this Discord For free?
For
For
free.
free.
No, there is a cost for that one.
Oh.
And-
It's your soul.
And Drew,
Yeah.
For free.
for the giveaway tonight, what could they possibly win for free?
Do you really want to know what you're gonna win?
Can I say the
You're
name
gonna
because
win.
you made me remember it?
Yes, just as long as you tell them it's super unique and it's one of a kind. Literally, only one exists in the entire world.
Literally only one of these wild berry
Is that what
spoople
one of a
doodle
kind-
crumb crunchers, not at all not named after toaster strudels or Pop Tarts. Only one of them, and it could be yours tonight, people. You can get it
Yours?
tonight as long as you enter that giveaway for free.
Sorry, Ryan. What was that name again?
That is the wild berry spoople doodle crumb cruncher.
Can I
Spoodle
also enter
doodle.
this giveaway?
As-
Because I want it.
Fun as it is to say, it's even more fun to roll. So make sure you enter that giveaway. And yes, I might even enter that giveaway too, because then I get to give it away on
Heck
my own.
yeah.
time.
Good. Do it. It's great.
It's great. Right. Anybody else have anything? Beautiful. We only have one piece of art, and I did it. I created this 3D model
Whoa.
all on my
What?
own. Too.
Did you screw me up again?
What do you mean? Did I screw you up? You didn't send me anything. You didn't send me anything.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you
Every
mean?
Week.
You
Every
put the
week,
running
these
one
two.
that we haven't shown off.
Oh my god.
You suck. Oh my god.
We have two pieces
Right,
of
but just
art.
over
I
there,
wanted to
like,
spread them out
no.
for the first half and the second half, Alex. God. You know what? I'm not even going to show it this first half because I'm so mad about it. I will show it the second half, though. I'll probably get over it by then. You know, quick memory. It's not in the channels I normally look at for art, which is like the Red Wagon Inn art thing. So,
Wait a minute. Isn't it in the channel called Art?
not in the regular Red Wagon. It's in the Red Wagon staff channel for art. I look for white indicators that say there's something new in that channel. That's what I go look for.
What a super weird place for a staff member of the Red Wagon Inn to post art. Like,
I know.
I agree.
That's a
Stop.
real weird place. I don't think we should antagonize the DM anymore, just to be fair.
Well, you're
If I
very
did
fucking
mention,
lovely,
I
so
do
it's
love
a
you
anyway.
guys. I love you. If you remember that.
And if you do mention, I stuck up for you, Ryan.
Eh,
You also-
you did.
I do. You have told us you love us on many occasions, but never so forcefully or repeatedly.
I love you. I thought it came out naturally. But this is, I designed this with no help from any program at all. This is Elijah the Paladin, if you don't remember. But if you
Whoa.
wanted to check out that program, you can go to Hero Forge. Not that we're shilling for them, but you know,
Not sponsored, but please do.
but do because they're pretty cool and I do like them.
Don't even click their link until they're sponsoring. Right now, you're not allowed
Just
to
wait.
go to there at all. In
Wait.
fact,
Just in case Ryan somehow forgets my image again, I'm gonna upload it in the XE channel on our Red Wagon Inn right now.
Dude, hold on, guys. Before we get started, there is a new notification in the Red Wagon Inn art section. I might be able to get something in this week. Right. Let's roll for a recap to see who has to recap last week's episode. Boom. Did I mention before I've already rolled, but did I mention that I love you guys? Just saying. What did you get, Jackie?
You're assuming I rolled already, but I did, and that's in fact a 17. So
17. Drewby.
That's a 2.
Good.
Oh,
I got an 8. Ooh. Natty from Alex with a level up dice die. Go buy that.
This is one of my oldest dice. This is a die I made in 2016.
This is pretty.
Came out for use today.
Brie got a 6er and Jakey.
so I looked at it and I was like, "Oh my god, it's a backwards 1." And then I was like, "Wait!" And I rolled it, and it was actually a 4. So I thought I was doing it, but no. In fact, yeah.
It do
Sorry,
go
Drew.
to the Drew. Drew, why don't you take
No,
it
no,
away?
no,
I
no
love you, man.
apologies. I will gladly take this one. I'm gonna kind of speed run it real quick for the important bits.
What did you
so-
do last week as Emma?
Nothing.
Oh yeah. Wow! What the hell?
I yelled at a guy, and that was about it. No, so
I disagree.
so fun start. Myself and Jakey switched characters, so that was a little bit odd, but a lot of fun. And session starts. Everybody's waking up. There's a knock at the door for the girls. They get a letter, and then the guys are waking up as well. Well, at least Ordell was waking up. And they find in this letter that something had happened in this area and that they should stay. And of course, you know us at the Red Wagon Inn, we don't do anything we're told to do. So we decided to play some Truth or Dare. Truth or Dare turned into really sad times at moments. Other times were funny, but mostly a lot of sad as things progress. The group, after playing Truth and Dare for a literal hour, a lot of fun, decide they want to go check around after XC had also gone and done Ding Dong Ditch on a door, which was a lot of fun. Anyways, long story short, they go start adventuring as, well, I guess right before that, I should say, Ritter came back into the room because XC had gone up in the air and saw him running back in. Anyways, sorry. Sidetracked. So the group goes, they come to find out. Oh, inspo for Jackie. Inspo for Jackie. The group figures out that they're going to go off and go find out what had happened. Come to find out that 4 prisoners had been murdered in the cells. Dun dun dun. And so the group is like, "Hey, we should check this out." So Ordell, Emma, and Winter go down there and investigate. And Winter does some blood magic with the help of Emma. She's just like, blah, 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 blah. I'm talking to ghosts and stuff. And then, of course, Ignis is like, I'm going to check that out for myself. He goes down and he's like, throw the bodies in the fire. Come to find out, Emma and Winter realize that Ritter was the one that killed them. Oh, no. And they caught him trying to, like, escape out of the thing. And then they have a feast. And then at the feast, some things are said. Ignis is really sketchy with like, "Hey, Ordell, you don't have to do this if you don't want to do it. I have a way out for you. It might be death, but I have a way out for you." So after the feast, the Ignis takes Ordell to go talk to Molly, which is a woman who the bandits had killed her husband. And so she was there with her small child, and she's all like, "Are you who they say you are?" Ordell's like, "I hope," and then the group comes back, and that's pretty much what happened last week.
What did Ignis talk to Ordell about?
I should know this, as I was the thing. But if I can remember correctly, it was going to completely eradicate the new new Cora. There we go. I had to remember the name. And being the one, or are we talking about like how he has a way out?
What did he offer him?
He offered that Ordell could just like go and no one would ever know that he said he didn't want to be there, and he could just disappear, and it's kind of sketchy the way he phrased it.
Is it sketchy? Just because a man has a cough and looks
Drew,
like Grievous.
Little tap in the ball to get in the hole.
Yeah.
He said he'd take the light from Ordell so Ordell didn't have to worry about it.
All in all, great recap and very close to the mark on that one. And just a little thrown extra yardage from Jakey. So point of inspo to Drooby Dooby Doo, which...
Hey Rybo, I'm cashing in my 10 inspos. And also one more thing. There's a look.
Oh, you're back to one inspiration. Look at you.
Look at me go.
So, as far as
Didn't
my
plan
count before we get started, I have 6 GFYs and 6 inspo. Ashrin has 4 GFY, Emma has 3 GFY, XC has 2, Ordell has 5, and Winter has 4. Are we all on equal count?
I think I didn't have any GFYs until last episode, and honestly, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Emma will do that. I'm assuming that we're keeping track of our own inspiration.
Yes.
Yes, I'm not keeping track of your inspiration.
I've totally been doing that and know exactly
Brie
how
has
many.
15. That's
I
what I got
have-
written
Oh,
down.
crazy.
20. I got 20.
Bree's the only one
Oh,
who
it's 20?
uses her inspiration.
I do. I use it because I roll consistently like dog shit.
Alex does use it for crits to one-shot bosses, but Brie, other than that, is the only one who uses it.
I think I have 3.
Okay, we'll say you have 3. We'll be generous with it. We won't say that you have 0. You all did some good role playing last time, so we'll call it at 3. But with that, does anybody have anything they need to add before we get started? Drew, great recap. I love you, man. Anybody have anything?
God, why does he love us? What does it mean?
I have a backup character. I'm not worried. I
Why would you have to
got
have a
this.
backup
in
character? I
love.
love you. I wouldn't let that happen to you, man.
Did no one else
You-
pick up on how much he loves us today?
I just well, if nobody has anything else, if nobody else has anything to say,
emotion.
biologicals.
This isn't helping us, guys. This isn't helping.
Man, I'm loving you
I
more by the
haven't-
second. Let me tell you.
Jackie, we're good. We haven't done anything.
I-
It seems like Jakey with his face. Yeah, okay. All right, everybody grab a drink, pull up a chair, and come hang out with us as we go back to the Red Wagon Inn. We ended last time with the entire party being pulled into Ritter's room, as Ritter was going to leave, but Ordell, Ashrin, and XC, as Ordell grabs Ritter by the shirt, pushes him back into his room, where happens to be that Winter and Emma are. So the entire party is now in Ordell's room, after Ordell did ask for the rest of the night before he comes to a decision and talks to Ignis on what he wants to do. But with that, Ordell pushes Ritter back in the room as he says, welcome back. I think that it's probably appropriate that I tell you what's going on. Otherwise, Emma or Winter may just do that for me if you haven't pieced it together. Where have the 3 of you been? Says to Ordell, Axie, and Ashrin.
I was having a concerning conversation. Also, I'm already caught up on this. So why don't you all talk that out? I'm going to think and prepare for a moment because I think we have a big discussion to have tonight.
And Ordell's gonna like kind of skirt around the room, grab like a vase, some paper and ink, and he's gonna start like just setting something up.
Yeah, I was afraid that we'd have a big discussion tonight, but I personally think that we've talked it through enough and we should be done with this discussion. But that's fine. Can I get us some waters before we talk?
I can go get us waters, and Emma's gonna get up and.
Don't worry, I can go.
Being around.
It's not a problem.
Nope. You made problems. You get to deal with them. Emma's gonna trot out of the room and go find
As you
water.
push Ritter
Can
back
you bring
in.
me like a jug? Ordell like yells, can you grab me like a jug of water? I realize I have to keep up on that, and I'm very thirsty.
Weird, but okay.
There's
It's
There's a small table with 2 chairs in it, as well as a bed that all of the 6 of you kind of spread out in your own relative spots on to be able to sit and work. Ordell normally would take the bed to give people more room, but you do grab one of the chairs and the table so that you can set your quill and ink pot there as you begin to plan to write something. The quill itself looks tiny, like a quail's feather in your hand as you begin to write. Emma, as you're out grabbing and collecting that water, it seems that most of the rest of the congregation is still there as Elijah leaves out the door. You seem to be catching the very end of a conversation. Elijah closes the door behind him before one of the Warforged comes up to you and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes, I need water, and I need a large jug of it as well for the great flamey one.
"I will bring it to your room. Ignis is doing the rite of initiation ceremony for the new paladins. Please, you may watch if you desire, but do not interrupt his work.
Yeah, I'll watch.
Please stay to the halls. I will bring you a water before Medi, the one that you've
Wait,
been working
I need
with
4.
before."
And a jug. A large jug.
Of course.
Biggest jug you got.
He pauses for a moment. seeming to think on what the biggest jug might be before he says, okay, before running off. He's not walking to it. He seems to be in some great hurry to either come back and catch the ceremony. You catch Sasha and the other paladins that you had met before all moving up to the table where you all were and taking your spots at the table now to be in conversation directly with Ignis and the other Warforged that were at this table with you. It's just a few minutes before Medi comes back with what you requested, a quite large jug of water, possibly too large for you to carry. It is, because he's a Warforged, he's able to carry it without much problem, but this is a basin if there ever was one. Not so much a jug that you could pour. It would be a two-hander, a one-hander for Ordell, of all people. So you're either going to drag it along the ground and make a very loud noise of clay upon stone as you do so, possibly breaking it, or you may need his help bringing it back to the room.
Oh, you did say you were going to bring it back, correct?
I can, yes. I didn't. To your room?
To Ritter's room.
Of course. Before.
Make sure you knock extra loud.
Again,
Please.
quite quickly. So much so that even with his Warforged-like precision, you see some water sloshing out of the basin as he walks
Don't
up
spill
to the
it, eh?
room. Sorry. Before. With rapid Warforged-like knock, it sounds very mechanical as it hits on the door, as you all in the room have been quite silent for a moment before a mechanical knock hits the wood frame.
Come in.
I cannot open the door.
Oh, you're not Emma.
As Ordell gets up and he's going to open the door.
Medi stands there with a large basin of water sloshing back and forth from having recently moved quite quickly. He quickly hands you over the basin, which you're able to carry one-handed, no problem, but you could tell he might have been struggling with it there for a bit. And he sets 4 other cups in your hand before he says, if you'll excuse me, I must return. I think Emma is not going to, but rather to observe. Good night. If there is anything you need, please wait a while until we are done, and then we shall help.
You enjoyed the ceremony.
Before running back by you, Emma, to rejoin the other Warforged at the table.
Last thing Emma's going to do is just grab Raucus, put Raucus on her shoulder, and chit-chat quietly while watching this.
You and Raucus have a very deep conversation about what's appropriate and not appropriate for him to do and call you if he ever takes over your neck and shoulders. As Ordell closes the door with the water basin now in Ritter's room for the other 5 that are in there, hands out cups to everybody and sits back down at the chair.
Ordell does that comedic thing where he pours like everybody cups and then pours himself a cup, but then slams the rest of the basin and just leaves the cup there if someone else wants to refill from it.
I hate being thirsty. How do you both live with this?
He looks at Winter and Ashrin.
You get used to it.
If you quench your thirst.
I think probably because you haven't drunk anything for quite a long time, it might be intensified.
I hate it. My mouth feels sticky and gross and dry.
Yeah.
It's like I'm chewing on sandpaper every time I speak.
Oh, you could try thinking of something really delicious. Like like really, really warm pancakes with like sweet maple syrup.
I don't think I've ever had pancakes or maple syrup. This is.
Have you eaten
alarming.
anything that you've enjoyed? Think about the feast. Think about the feast, and then your mouth will start to like produce its own liquid. Ugh.
That was an awful sentence.
As Ordell remembers that Winter was like hiding stuff in a bag, so like Ordell's doing like the little kid in like purse thing and just like now pulling things out. He's just like,
smell it.
These things are dry, but I'm eating them. Do these go together? As he has like a turkey leg and like a piece of melon, but like bites them both. My God, it's sweet and savory.
Mm-hmm. Is your mouth starting to? It's called saliva. Is your mouth starting to generate saliva?
I don't know. I just taste grease and things, but probably.
I'm gonna lay out whatever was in my bag so that it's easily accessible, and use prestidigitation to like get any dust or anything off, so that it is a good evening experience for Ordell.
Yeah, Ordell, just wait till it comes out the other way.
I did experience that earlier. I didn't want
Oh.
to talk to anybody about it, but it seems when. See, alcohol still had its same effect, so for several years I was undead and all I had was alcohol. And when I'm now alive, that hit me all at once. That was.
You broke the seal, didn't you?
I threw the chamber pot out the window. I didn't want anyone else to know.
That's
That's
what
okay,
I saw
I think
when I
I-
went around earlier. I
Yeah.
wondered what sort of hellish creature made that.
I think Emma might have something in her library. When I was little, my parents read me this book called Everybody Poops. So I might be able to see if I can get that off Emma for you.
Who's the author of
I mean,
that,
like-
Winter?
Of Everybody Poops.
Yeah, without
Uh,
looking possibly to the side. What in-character
uh,
person authored Everybody Poops?
Sir Poops a lot.
Yep, that's a GFY for good old Winter.
I was about to say Volo just before he wrote his guide to
Volo.
monsters.
He has guides for everything.
Volo's guide to pooping.
I'm gonna butcher
Continue.
this name, but it's actually Taragomi. Real book.
Also, I know how to use the bathroom and things. Like, I have basic knowledge and things. I was just saying, now that it feels like my body is starting to play catch up, and I don't enjoy this feeling.
Have you got the runs?
That we're not talking about my bowel movements any longer. This is no.
I get out some
Ordell
bread.
looks out the window where he threw the thing.
No.
I'm gonna get out the bread and just be like, "This'll help."
Ooh, I will dip this in this.
As Ordell's just like taking like a lobster claw and slapping the bread against it.
You wanted to talk. I'd prefer that if we do talk, maybe we can do that and then leave me to get some rest for the night. I've had a long day and an early morning.
Are you going to stay in your room?
Yes, I'm going to stay in my room. They found nothing.
Well, I mean, don't say that like it's an obvious thing because you didn't stay in your room last night.
Fair enough. If they find any other raiders, I'll let you know this coming time.
Thank you.
Oh. So we know the whole thing that happened with the raiders, but pardon me for missing. Why exactly?
I've talked about it before.
Not.
Ashrin.
I know why you kill raiders. Sorry.
Well, that's why. Then there, that should be it. I was told that this wouldn't be a problem. Forgive me. I'm a bit frustrated. I've wanted to be able to help you all and guide you through here, and I've only was able to do so for a day before I was in your ring. And then we found somebody else who we chose to go with their path instead of a way that I could take you safely through things. Do you want me here to help you? I'm just getting mixed messages from... I thought this would be a good thing. There are bad men that are dead. Huzzah.
I think we're just mostly concerned that that will result in us also being dead because we're in a refined, like a confined space where there's a lot of people that don't want us to kill people within inside these walls. So, I mean, outside of this strange cult-like encampment, I'm all for you killing whoever you want. It's just that it might reflect poorly on us at the moment.
If anything had happened, it's not like it's my first time. I was in the room alone. If anything had happened, you all have deniability here. It was fine. I don't just do it blindly. I thought this through. There was no connection that could be made to me. Got out of there. I wasn't seen. You all have an
We
alibi.
are liable by association.
But there could have been proof that it wasn't you. Because you all saw each other sleeping.
Yes, but we wouldn't just deny it and throw you out to the wolves, Ritter. Ritter, we enjoy your company and your travel.
If it
The
came
only
to
reason
that,
anyone...
is all I'm saying.
I know. What?
As someone who has also killed a lot in situations like urban environments, normally you do your killing just before you leave, because the longer you are in the location, the more likely you will be found.
Not
So
to-
if
not-
you suggest you have been an expert at this, maybe you are not an expert when you have companions.
Perhaps. I agree. I've never stayed in a place after I do that without staying on the outside and being able to look in. Perhaps it blinded me.
Affirmative.
For that, I should have told you. I'm sorry.
We're not upset at you, Ritter. We just...
It seems like
We
it,
want
I
to
got
understand.
say.
Ritter, first off, you would know if we were upset. What is, I guess, upsetting, and it's not even because of you, is we are all getting used to traveling together. Each of us are individuals who are now in a whole. That means every decision we make, we have to make together. This one, Ritter, we would have helped you. We would have made alibis for you had we known, but when we had just heard about what happened, Ritter, I was scared for you. Not even just, I didn't know you did it at first, but when you were gone, if someone had just randomly decided that it was you, we're not going to lose you. You are a friend, Ritter.
Thank you. First, I did think of you. I would have stayed my hand if I known that we are leaving, but with our predicament that we're in, it seems that we're to be here for some time, and I didn't want friends and allies to be sleeping under the same roof as thugs and murderers. So
Well, I
forgive me if
appreciate
was
that.
Too rash. I
I
apologize.
believe they were in a prison.
I broke out of mine.
Oh, he's right, you know.
The
I
locks
think
were quite
maybe,
shoddy.
I think maybe just the lesson is that we all have to, practice some impulse control. I've learned that I shouldn't become the queen of the undead. If something sounds too good to be true, it might be. And you might have to practice some impulse control when it comes to just timing of your murders.
I wouldn't say murder, but okay.
I mean, in future. Just like in future, I'll try not to be a power-hungry queen. Like, we're all making mistakes. It's fine. We
Negative.
still...
Most of us are making mistakes.
just
Saying
gonna
that there's
glare.
one that isn't? As Winter and everyone kind of quickly turns to XC to see if he gives off the hint of who he thinks isn't making mistakes.
I am programmed to not make any mistakes.
That's what I thought, yeah.
But what if the person who programmed you made a mistake in your programming? That
Then
would be a
is their
glitch.
mistake. That is not my mistake, because I am then following my programming, which means there is no mistake.
Right.
This is a very strange can of worms we have just opened.
If that is all that we had to talk about, then I'm sorry.
It's-
I will try and be better.
This is segues well into what I wanted to speak to all of you about.
And Ordell gets up and takes
That wasn't it?
No.
and he takes the pieces of paper or parchment to everyone, and then has the vase, and he places on the ground.
I was offered a choice today. I will either be leading an army to destroy New Korra and killing many people with the Paladins, or I can give up this light that's within me. And if I do, it goes to Ignis, and Ignis continues to lead them, and we will be granted free passage to leave. I've given you paper and things because I, this whole time, thought I really could decide by myself what I wanted. I'm starting to become a living thing again. And I don't know how long I will be me. I mean, Emma pointed out that while I change, something else might as well. And if I take on this mantle of whatever they're calling me, I mean, Emma is a very kind and willing. This is a whole city of them. And they want me to burn it to the ground. Or we can leave here. I don't know what to do. And so I wanted to trust you all to help me. When Emma comes back, it's like a vote. I know it's silly and stupid. And you can even say it out loud or rationalize. I can leave if you want to discuss it, but I can't decide this by myself. I don't know what. I don't know what's going to happen either way. If this light is pulled from me, I don't know if I'll even live. And if I go with them, I don't know what I'll become. But I do know that I can't just leave here and not give them the light, because they will hunt all of us for the rest of our lives. And Ritter, you are a brilliant and evasive person, but I don't want to run for the rest of my life. I want to someday sit somewhere and enjoy things. We had a brilliant dinner out there together. We were laughing. We played Truth or Dare, and it got sad this morning, but we had time to sit. And I'm not going to lose that just because we have to run. I won't. Anyway, I'm kind of rambling because, well, along with this whole body thing, I've been so nervous. I've been throwing up. I've been sick and physically ill because I'm turning mortal and I'm scared. I didn't feel anything like this before, but I feel fear.
Ordell, I don't know, do you feel any more less or more sense of purpose to your life after finding this out?
It's almost like, well, you've all seen me activate the magical anger, the rage, or whatever I do. It's ferocious and primal and wild. I mean, I ran through a town and broke things. It's a feeling like that kind of purpose, but it's like it's beyond me and smarter than me. It scares me, but if that's what I am I going to avoid that? I don't know if it's purpose. I don't know.
I just want to know if this is a destiny you feel like you should fulfill, or continue how things were before.
It's a hard question, but I don't know. While I've been here, I've had dreams. Dreams where I see a bright light. But that light, after reflecting, is it a light that comes from me that is good? Or is it a light that is burning me and everything around me? Because if fire consumes everything, there is still light.
Ordell, do you believe in their cause?
I believe they are good people, and they are scared of what is unknown. And I think they have clung to something. It's like a group of adults that are scared of the dark, so they're all running to the same light. So I don't necessarily believe in their methods, but the more I'm changing, the more I'm compassionate for what they want, whether that's good or bad.
Don't think that compassion for someone's fear is a great reason for you to launch a war.
It's not. And that's why I'm coming to all of you, because I can't decide by myself. I don't want to let all these people down. Obviously, they've been very good to us, but to what end?
Well, I sympathize with you a great amount. Especially, first of all, no. You said that they would hunt us down forever. That's where I sympathize. That's what I've been doing here in this land all along. This is a large amount of land. If you say it, I can hide you. But I think that this might be a good call. To make a note. I still don't trust these people. As far as I can throw them, and they wear plate.
I'm not allowed to say that because I can throw them very far. It would be most humorous.
Benefits of definition over bulk. As, well, the people in there have a brief moment to deliberate on what's going on. Emma, you look across this table full of Warforged and new human paladins. As Ignis seems to be speaking words that they're hard for you to make out from your distance, especially because you're mostly in the middle of a conversation with Ruckus and watching. He seems to be drawing something almost with the sharp nail of his metallic hand in the wood in front of them as they all kind of look over to see what's going on as he points it out. He seems to be very in detail in what he's doing, very passionate about what he's saying before he snaps his metallic fingers over. And Medi quickly runs off, coming back with one large jug. This probably is more realistically what you were looking for when it comes to water, but, you know, he's a very literal man. As you bring over, or he brings over this jug, Ignis stands up very tall over the recruits and begins to pour something over the top of all of the humans. Roll me a perception from where you're at.
+4, so dirty 20.
Dirty 20. As Ruckus is in the middle of conversation, you actually push him out of the way for a minute as Ignis begins to do this so that you can get a better look at things. He seems to be pouring, it looked like water at first, but there's a hint of discoloration to it, and it doesn't flow the same. They're quite shiny as it pours on him. It mats their hair down. He seems to be covering them or anointing all of the paladins in oil. The oil drips to the floor. All of them seem quite unconcerned from it. It's not like black crude oil, but more like olive type oil. It's definitely a vegetable oil of some sort as he pours it over the lot of them, but they all lean their heads down and take it willingly and gratefully before Ignis throws the clay jug on the ground, smashing it into several pieces. All of the humans then kind of lean up and pull their gloves off, showing their hands with the symbols aimed towards him, before he bows then gratefully to them as the other Warforged stand up near Ignis and usher the humans off and out to the eastern corridor away from your side. Ignis then just kind of stands there alone as he watches them leave before leaning down and picking up the pieces of the small clay jug that he just broke and sets them back on the table. He doesn't bother with cleaning the table or anything. He just sets them there before he moves back up to his chair and sits, hand underneath his chin as he seems to be in some great contemplation.
I want to try and be all sneaky like and follow these paladins from a distance. but also trying to sneak past Ignis.
Okay. Yeah, if you want to sneak by him, go ahead for it. Roll a stealth check for me.
Blood dice. Ah. Okay. It's only a 17.
Okay. As you walk out, this is a very well lit hall by the giant brazier that's in the middle, still burning high from the corpses of the men that were thrown in there from before, and they constantly refuel this thing with oil and logs. So as you step off to the side, you quickly slunk towards the southern part of the hall, trying to give Ignis a wide berth and move behind one of the pillars before realizing at some point you just have to walk and hope he doesn't notice, trying to be very quiet. There's
If
nowhere really else
That's
to
the
hide.
case. It will be a very nonchalant, just do.
Yeah, exactly. So you begin walking before almost immediately his head moves up. Emerald, correct?
Yep. Hello.
Can we help you?
No, I was just admiring the beauty of everything around here.
Ignis then stands up and says, "It's quite a lovely hall then, isn't it? I've grown quite fond of it myself, but I hope still to leave it, though it is beautiful."
I really like what you've done with the place.
Thank you. Well, I hope that you're having a good night. Is the room satisfactory?
You two at your Warforge are just so kind and bringing water. So good. So good.
Thank you. We have people for that. Was that why Medi was late? Did you ask a cleric?
Well, you see, Medi asked me first what I needed, and I told Medi what I needed, and then Medi got what I needed, so.
He's kind at heart. Cannot blame him.
As clerics are.
Indeed. You're a cleric. Forgive me, I did not think of that from one with your stature. Who do you worship?
Just some deity you probably don't know. It's quite all right.
Oh, please. I'm quite well versed in literature and religion.
Perhaps you've heard of Mrykel.
Yes, that does ring a bell. An old god, dead, if I'm correct.
No, very much still alive. Still talks. It's still good.
You
Very much alive.
Speak with your deity directly. That's commendable.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got this thing. We talk through stars and bugs.
You must be very in support of our war to end the plague of undeath. If you worship the god of death, they cannot be friends, death and undeath.
Well, it really depends. I mean, if they were unwilling to come back, it's not their fault that they're back, and therefore, when they ultimately die, like we all do, that's a good thing. But if of course, plagues are bad news. And yep, people die.
Ignis, kind of seemingly thinking he insulted you as you begin kind of defending the fact that unwilling exists. He says, no, before he kind of walks over to you. Think me not a bigot. I am not like others. This was not your choice. Even with the plague as it spreads, though it is not theirs, they are mindless and ravage. You have sentience and intelligence and offer a great deal to these lands. You know that the unwilling would not be persecuted if we cleanse Old Korra of its capital.
Where I'm from, we have a thing to show friendship and bond in word, in truth. It's called, and Emma's gonna stick out her pinky. It's a pinky promise that you wouldn't attack unwilling, because they're not a part of the problem. They're just the product of a problem.
A southern tradition. Where are you from?
I was from Ghoulcrest, and that's where I was from.
That's
Yes, indeed.
awful.
Terrible place.
Then please allow me, as he holds his pinky up to pinky promise you that he will not do anything.
I'm sure a much larger pinky as well. Like Emma still stands like 6'4", but like
He's Ordell's height, and yeah, he's got a long, very sharp-edged metallic iron finger that wraps easily around your bone. For he says, "We'll swear it by your customs. No harm will come to Unwilling if I should rule. Let us hope that your friend Ordell makes a similar promise should he rule."
Oh, I know Ordell. He would never attack the Unwilling. At least, without reason. Like if a bunch of like bandit Unwilling came at us, I mean, I would probably even throw a couple punches.
Well, of course, banditry for Unwilling to halflings to giants themselves cannot be tolerated. But
100%. Question. I suppose. What was that whole thing you had going on there with the paladins and pouring stuff on them, and
oh,
what was that about?
They are pure and finally accepted into the order. They've been anointed in oil, and Medi and the others will now go and make sure that they are pure of heart. They will, of course, not all make it.
So what happens with like what is this ritual that's performed? I'm very curious, as one cleric to paladins and clerics of another.
Of course, Medi, Coax, the others will light them with a holy flame as they offer themselves freely to the god of fire. And if he accepts them, they will not burn, but instead come out stronger and more connected to his light than ever before.
Ah, and ones that aren't pure of heart, of course, would perish.
Yes, of course. As they say that, you hear a loud scream from a very
like that
deep male voice come off from the eastern corridor. It seems they have
sounds
begun.
painful.
Quite. We are lucky as Warforged that it does not hurt our skin, but it still would render us inoperable.
And I don't mean to intrude by any means whatsoever, but perhaps you would join me and we could watch. I am very intrigued in this whole process, if that is not too much to ask.
I cannot. You see, I have not gone with them. I would if I could, but Medi, Coax, and the others, they are the only ones capable, and it is quite a delicate process, and you can understand with what must go on. They are reserved for who they show this to. I offer this information freely from a religious zealot myself to one like you who worships death.
Oh, absolutely. Totally understandable. I won't intrude whatsoever. I thank you so much for your kind words and yep.
Of course. Matter of fact, I have, I think, a gift for you tomorrow. Sorry I only had the necklace at the time, but after seeing the flame...
Oh, this is, it's just so nice. Look at it, it shimmers. And I was going to try and, like, get it to where there's just, sometimes how you can have a cell phone and you can just, like, get the sunlight to just, like, beam at someone. Just, like, pew! Just kind of like that, but with, like, the flame light of just, like, pew!
Very polished, indeed. As you hear a loud, almost angry cry come from a female's voice. You can only imagine to be Sasha. As he says, well then, I shall return. I have much to consider. Ordell and I had an interesting conversation earlier, and he leaves me at a turning point, and I think he as well. So forgive me if I
big decisions for everyone going on here, and gotta go wage that war and think. You have a lovely night. And it was just gonna like do a like half bow and just like start going back to the rooms.
You as well, Emma. If you ever do decide to change gods to the Lord of the Flame, know he would accept you freely, I'm sure.
I would never, but I appreciate. Thank you. Not saying I would never join yours. I would never give up my deity, as Toodles.
Respect your loyalty.
Actively like afraid of this being.
As Words gets a GFY for Sasha, more like Asha now, because that's just rude. So you can give a GFY to whoever you like, though I do recommend Emma, since, Emma witnessed it. But yes, at that time when you were all finished with your conversations in the room, Emma knocks quickly on the door before opening it and closing it behind and rejoining the group of 5.
All the paladins are either being murdered or set on fire, and they're dying or they're not. Just knowledge for everyone in the room happening right now. What the fuck?
Wow, I really don't know how to process that.
Yeah, no, your guy Ignis just dumped a whole bunch of oil on him. Is like, howdy ho, go burn. And now I'm pretty sure I heard Sasha screaming, and I'm pretty sure maybe even Elijah screaming. I don't know.
They
But
killed their own?
Do we
As
need to
Ritter,
go
pulls
right
his sword
now?
out.
Wait,
How did they overpower them? Is Ignis that strong?
No, they're doing it willingly. They're actively like, I'm either gonna burn to death or I'm gonna be a paladin. These Ordell, these people might be crazy.
I think you were
But
right when you
No.
called them
that's
a
how
cult.
they healed us.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah,
tough of you.
but Ignis also said that people don't make it and they burn to death. And I'm pretty sure Sasha may have just been one of those people that, kind of like, and just burned to death.
I know that we have a tumultuous relationship with Sasha, but if she's currently burning to death, should we not stop talking about that and go help her, like right now?
Well, no. Ignis is out there and also said that I couldn't go watch, and that I tried to follow. He spotted me. I'm not the most stealthy. Thanks, Ruckus. And we probably shouldn't unless you want to, and then I don't think we're welcome here anymore if we do. I don't know. The cleric and paladin stuff is real iffy on
Okay, is
tradition.
Sasha, is she burning to death or not? And
Probably.
Ordell, do you care, Ordell?
I do care, but we were both burnt by holy fire. That is what healed us, and that is what brought this to my body. I don't think they're killing their own. Winter and I were both revitalized, and we were burnt, and it was painful.
Oh yeah,
But we were both made better after.
cults by definition don't kill their own people. No, we should be fine. I'm sure.
Well, that's the thing, though, is Ignis out of his Exy, what do you? It's not a mouth. What do you call this? This is just like a little.
That is our voice replicator.
The voice replicator, out of his own voice replicator, said some of them won't make it. I.e.,
All right. I have left the paper, catch Emma up to speed, decide, and place it in the vase. So when I come back, I am going to speak to Ignis, and I'm going to see if we all go. We are waging war. But I will at least go check if they're okay, and if they're not, the decision is made.
okay.
I promise.
Pinky promise.
Yes, pinky promise.
Cordell's finger is much larger in girth than Ignis's was. As Ordell closes the door to the room, we'll go to you in a second, Ordell.
Mhm.
As Ritter then kind of, what are you all voting?
On a positive note, I pinky promised with Ignis that he wouldn't attack unwilling, so that's a thing.
Good. I'm not.
As far as, everyone else, I don't know, but
I don't want to go to war with people who would willingly burn their own. That doesn't bode well to me. As Ritter starts writing down on his paper before throwing it in the pot.
I just feel bad that this is we are a team, so we should all make decisions together. What do you guys? XC, you're logical and reasonable.
Affirmative.
What do you think of this situation?
May I speak freely?
free as a bird.
I have concerns over Ignis. I do not know or understand how he functions. It defies all logical programming.
Mm.
It's backwards.
Oh, for us it
I
was.
was reading.
Oh, it might
I
be
was reading
backwards
it.
on my screen. What
It
does it
said
say?
kill the weird cult.
Ashrin?
He looks to everybody and, well, I'm not sure if it's obvious by my lineage, but I've had my fair share of cults. And I'd say that and she starts to fight with her words a little bit and just goes, I think they should die as well.
Okay. So death, and death, and XC.
I didn't say death. I just said leave them.
Oh, sorry. Death, leave.
He
And
asked for
XC.
stay or leave. Why are you all giving him kill them? That's waging a war on people who like to burn
I
things.
I think I started a trend.
Leaving is illogical. If they will follow us and chase us down,
He said they would
then
let us
we will
leave.
be at a disadvantage.
Oh,
Oh,
could we start a new cult?
I also just don't believe in a group of beings imposing their beliefs on others.
side note, Ritter, you're not making a lot of sense here, bud. We're not gonna. He won't follow us if we leave, is what you just said. But this is also a cult you're talking about, and a crazy one at that, as Emma points to both Winter and Ashrin. So you believe him?
I have been here for 20 years without being found. We got found one time because we got careless. We're not going to build a home like we had before. But we can leave. We can be fine. I don't trust them, no, but if they let us leave, that's all that's needed.
But what about the people that they're currently burning and then the ones they intend to burn later?
You said that they did it willingly, Emma.
Yeah.
Fine. Let nutty people and crazy people kill their own nutty people. That's less of us if we do have to go to war with them to deal with.
Oh. Some of these people are our friends.
I agree. They were nice. But I still don't... I've cast my vote. I don't have another paper to change it.
I hand Ritter
Rock.
another
Cast my
paper.
vote.
As Emma pops out with Raucus, and Raucus also.
What if, I mean, Ordell has the light in him. What if we, broke off into a sub branch that was less murdery, and be like, hey, you can still worship the Fire Lord, but this Ignis one, because some of these people seem great. Other people seem intolerant and just like kind of shit.
Winter, have you noticed how terrifyingly polite Ignis is?
Oh, yeah. He,
Like,
behind closed
EBGB.
doors, he's into some weird stuff, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure I have like 20 books in the library that he would enjoy.
Chapter 5. It's
But then he's just so nice, but he's so terrifying. He's like, hey, Emma, I have a gift for you tomorrow. And I'm like, I kind of want that gift, but you also terrify me.
Winter's gonna hold up the necklace and go, shh, and point to the necklace that they gave us.
Quickly, everyone. And Emma's going to hold out her hand while ripping off the necklace and putting it in her hand.
Because cults never spy on people. I mean, shh.
Emma's holding up her hand to like Ashrin, Ritter
takes
XC.
his off.
Ashrin? Give me your necklace.
Oh, I totally forgot I was even wearing one.
That's what they want us to do.
I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. Here you go.
XC, give
He
me.
reaches
Wait,
into
did you get it?
somewhere?
Do you
I'm
have
gonna-
Get a
the
neck-
silencer?
I don't.
You got
Give me
your.
both.
Did he?
I thought I was only the silencer, but near the end you said that I also had a necklace.
I'm done.
So
Then yeah,
I'm happy not to have it.
necklace is totally fine. He gave one to everybody.
Yeah.
Emma's
Also,
going
I'm
to take
pretty
all
sure
of
we
these.
check them for magic, because I was gonna say, didn't somebody like see like, oh, if in case they're magical?
Medi
Well,
went
yeah,
to check
one
for
of their
curse.
people said it was.
I asked if it was
Oh,
cursed
yeah,
and gave
that's
it back
fair.
to them.
Right.
It's like, hello, you person who may want to curse me. Let's check if this is cursed.
You're the most
Right.
able to do a curse, right? So you would know. Why don't you go check?
Emma is going to clasp her hands around these necklaces, flip her wrist, look at her wrist, and flip it back. And she's casting the wrist pocket spell.
To put it
And
in.
she's
its-
putting all these into a extra dimensional space for the time being.
as Emma.
Wait, before
Oh, go ahead.
she does that, can I? I'm sorry, real quick, and I'll cast detect magic. I just want to see if there is, like, what type. Perhaps it'll tell me.
Smart.
Ashrin, you reach into your backpack real quick and pull out a small bit of ashen dust as you throw it over them, meant to cling to any magic, but it falls like a dusty cloud, not sticking to anything in particular.
So I'm actually not seeing anything on these, but it's still a safe measure, I think.
As
And Emma's just gonna.
you all see a pile of emblems in Emma's hands, she flips her hand over, and like a magician's trick, they are all suddenly vanished as she turns her hands
Oh.
back over once.
Are they gone forever now? Because if there isn't magic on them, that might have been helpful for us to have.
No, I can bring them back at any point. It's just for now
Oh.
they're in an extra dimensional space, nowhere near us, so we
So,
can talk freely, except for that door.
Ordell, you're still wearing yours, correct? Because you're not here to give it up.
Yes.
Okay, just making sure.
They're just watching this little board.
We've gone dark.
Well, I was gonna say you'd see divination magic on them though if they were listening to you guys. So you guys just put like a bunch of gift shop items in your pocket.
unless the spell level is too high.
True.
Detect magic reveals anything magical though, doesn't it?
We're
so, like, right
too
now, Ashton
smart
can
for
see
this,
all...
Jakey.
Okay.
We're too smart for this DM.
Yeah, what do you know, barbarian?
You don't know. You don't
Hey,
know.
the metagaming pigeon's just sitting outside of the window right now, being like, "What's up?"
I cast fireball at the pigeon.
Nah, the morning the pigeon was on the windowsill and the chamber pot came out of nowhere and just sent him
Bonk.
flying.
As the group is deliberating what to do, trying to figure out right, wrong, what way they should go, it seems that most people say kill the cults, but also maybe just run, but also hear them out. You pocket dimension the doors, but we're going to go to Ordell for a minute, as that would have been a decent amount of time of y'all talking. Ordell, as you walk out, the brazier in the middle of the room is still quite lit. You move towards the corridor, going directly to Ignis.
Yeah.
Okay. Ignis sits there, hand in the thinker position, but being that you're quite large, he does hear you coming as his head turns. He says, "Well, that was quicker than I expected. I thought you needed the night before talking."
I still do, but I heard some yelling and sounds of pain.
Yes.
Can I see the initiates? Some of them I'm very fond of, and I would like to at least see them safely.
I'm certain that if their hearts are in the right place, most of them will come back out, but we're not allowed in once the chambers have been sealed for the initiation. I would like to have gone, but I stayed out in case you all had any questions. I'm not allowed in myself. But as you do hear a loud man's scream off from the eastern corridor, it will be them now. But take heart that once they come out, they will have no doubts, pure of heart, ready for the Lord of Flame to accept them as his greatest of warriors in this war to come, that you may lead us through.
What happened to them? Some of them didn't like me very much, and you're telling me they all, when they come out, will follow me.
I have a feeling that all of them would have followed you even before going in, but for your true warriors, ones you need loyal and absolute, those must go through the fire. Otherwise, the Lord of Flame would not judge their heart to be true, would not allow them to make it outside of this, to follow you into battle. You would not want someone who would falter at the most opportune of moments. Someone who could let your friends die, would you? I would not.
Did Elijah do this?
Elijah did a long time ago, yes. But he does not need to, and so he went home for the night.
I hope that this is as safe as you describe.
I promise nothing of safety. Some of them will not make it. Would not lie to you. They all go in willingly. I hope that they all come out. But that is what
And
I
if
pray
they
for.
don't?
Then they would have failed you when time needed them most.
I think everyone is capable of failure. If dictating that is what makes them worthy to live, I think that is not our decision, nor is it any Fire Lord's decision. No one is perfect.
I have seen and been doing this for longer. I can only offer wisdom of expertise. But come, sit with me. They should be done soon, and you can see them. You
Okay.
hear another cry off from the eastern corridor.
Ordell, like every time it happens, like Ordell's like massacred people literally and like not winced. Ordell, like every time there's a full like jaw clench and everything. Ordell is not feeling great about this.
As each time you kind of like and almost stand up, Ignis kind of puts his hand on your shoulder to calm you down as it happens, just as a, no, it is tough to hear. I'm sorry. But come, I will not press you for answers for your question. I just hope that they can all make it through and serve you dutifully. Elijah will be most happy to see if any do.
How many times have you done this?
Every paladin who lives here and bears our crest is one who has gone through the flame.
Good to know.
As for a moment, you both just sit there in silence, waiting for the next scream to come. You don't want to talk about it anymore. You just want it to be done. But you don't hear any more screams for a long time before you hear a big door swing open. It says, "It should be them now. I will go get them and come back to you. Hopefully they have all made it. Please, I will return in just a moment." Before Ignis stands up, bows to you, and walks offwards to the eastern corridor. You're alone here in this big, empty hall with a great flame brazier in the center. Many smaller ones lit throughout, keeping this room quite lit and aloft. Several of those flame emblems hang on tapestries amongst the wall, and now that you're next to this large chair, you notice many of them have also been etched into the side of it. They truly believe wholly in their cause here in this hall. You sit for just a few moments. Do you sit there and wait?
Ordell, I think, paces around the room.
Okay.
And I think Ordell is like looking at all of the tapestries, and there's like a familiarity about it, but also a very distancing look to it. And I think Ordell just he just kind of stares into the fire. He doesn't call on anything, but he just looks.
Ignis emerges. You hear that large door open once again at the end of the eastern hallway. Ignis walks down, his loud metal feet as he approaches and says, you have no emotion that you can sense on his face because he doesn't give any away the same way XC doesn't. Before he says, I have most pleasing news for you, actually. It seems that half of them have made it. This is joyous indeed.
Half.
Yes, bring them in. Before, out of the room, walk, covered in oil, hair completely disheveled. Some of them down in just their bare clothes. None of them carrying any of the weapons or armor that they were wearing before. Mostly just rags, shirts, and maybe a tunic or a jerkin. Before they walk out. Out from the room are the 4 Warforged, all walking, and some helping walk the other 3 paladins. Rythus, Adam, and Sasha emerge from the room. But you do not see Ricky, you do not see my Duke, nor William.
What happened to the others?
The 3 of them move to you before kind of falling to their knees. Not necessarily choosing to, but just fall to their knees, arms on the ground before you. They bow their heads down. Ignis answers, they burned. They did not make it. But these 3, as Ignis looks down, I would normally pronounce them Knights of the Flame, but I thought it would be better that you do so, as they will serve you well, as great paladins of the Order of the Flame. I think they deserve that, don't you?
Yes. They do. I've never done something like this, but I'm proud to call you my knights.
As Ordell just looks completely everything in him, he is just gone right now. And anything he's told, if there's any swearing or in or anything, Ordell just repeats it completely catatonic, loud, shrill noise of just he's now understanding what's happening.
The 3 of them look up and try and meet your eyes, but never get off from their knees and hands on the ground, but just look upwards to meet you. Their eyes are not what you once saw. They look at you as if you were 1,000 yards away, with milky white eyes and horrible, horrible visions that must have gone through what they've just seen. As Sasha looks up to you, demeanor completely changed, almost subservient to you. Thank you. Before you hear whimpers from the 3 of them as they bow their heads back down. Ignis says, thank you for that, as he puts his arm around you. They will remember this always.
I will as well.
We must clean them up and get them ready. They have new armor and new emblems to adorn. You will all rise as knights, but stay bowed for a moment. As Ordell, is there anything else that you need of me?
I need them to receive the best care. Now.
Of course.
Comfortable beds, cleaned up, food. And I need to leave. I'm going to my room. This is...
Ordell, halfway through the hallway, says,
what was Elijah like before he stepped through the flame?
Elijah was young when he stepped through the flame. I wasn't even here at the time. I couldn't tell you.
If you did know, would you have remembered him as he was?
No, for he has been reborn of the flame and is better for it, as all the three of them are, as I am, as are all of the Warforged here. We all serve the Lord of the Flame, and maybe you, utmost and wholly, by giving ourselves to the fire. We're changed, but for the better.
I knew you'd say that.
As Ordell leaves.
Ordell, you go and close the door. All of you in the middle of your... No, but okay, if we are going to have to kill them, or no, that's not what I'm saying. We don't necessarily need to do... There's a constant kind of back and forth between everybody in the room.
New cult. I'm telling you, it's the answer.
Yeah. Before it suddenly stops as Ordell opens the door and closes it behind him with head hung low as he enters. Hey, big guy.
Half of them lived. Half of them died. But all of them that lived, they're broken. I want to lie down. I'm going to stay awake, and I'd like to hear what you all decided. But I don't want to stand anymore.
As Ordell just like takes that cloak and like kind of throws it aside. And just like lays on the bed facing the wall. But he's still like listening to everyone. Just Ordell is very shaky.
I'm gonna
Ordell,
go over.
Oh, no, go ahead.
I'm gonna go over and kind of like pull out the blanket and wrap it over the top of him and just like pat his back a little bit. Try and make him a little cozy.
Yeah, when Winter like sits, Winter can see Ordell like is not making crying motions, but like there are just tears streaming out like down Ordell's face. And he, yeah, like similar to earlier, is just, what do I do, essentially?
Ordell, I think what's best for everyone in this room is to know your truth. And you've already experienced this before, but I can impose it on you. And whether it be your subconscious speaking or not, you can speak your truth with this spell. You can tell us how you think about this without any second guessing. If you're all right with it.
Yes. I trust you with whatever magic you have.
Emma is going to cast Zone of Truth underneath Ordell.
Ordell, you can resist it.
Ordell doesn't.
When I went out there, I spoke to Ignis, and I was hopeful. And when he told me that some wouldn't live, I was upset. But Sasha looked at me like she was horrified of me, but not in her jaded way. It was like I was a very scary king, and she knew what I was, and she couldn't look at me. Sasha has never broken eye contact. She always makes sure others look away. And she is hollow. All of them are hollow. But he said they are going to be amazing warriors. And he said Elijah was like that once. Elijah's so kind and I don't know what Elijah would have been like before that. But we lost people. And how do they believe in something so holy and what they believe is so righteous and sacrifice that? Sacrifice themselves. Sasha went into there a believer in the light. And she walked out, and she is a slave to it now. I don't know
Ordell.
what to do.
With this zone of truth that you are currently in, of course, you can either not respond or speak the truth, whether it be subconscious or not. This is a time for us to ask you questions as well. I know it's been emotionally taxing for you today, but I feel like this is good for us as a family, if you can call us that, to ask our questions if we are to be involved with this. And Emma kind of just like gestures forward and scoots back at the same time.
Winter, you were muted.
Ordell, do you think that you would be strong enough if we stayed to help these people without Ignis knowing? Do you think that maybe because Ritter is right, if we attack them now, then we have a war on our hands, and if we leave, then they will chase us. You obviously have a power that they want. If you give over that power, this is going to happen to more and more people.
I don't know if I can help them. There's a whole city out beyond this keep of people that believe in this and are protected by this. Their principles are they want to eradicate those horrible things we saw out in the wilds, not like the unwilling and not like what I am, but monsters. That should be a good thing.
Sometimes what people believe isn't the problem. It's the person leading those beliefs that's the issue.
But I'm not a leader like as they would need. I don't feel like I throw people in a fire to see if they'll be better.
But is that what it has to happen, or is that what they're saying has to happen? What does the Lord of Fire say?
I've only spoken to him a few times, and
Exy
the
reaches
Lord of Fire
into his
After you.
butt and produces the coal and
Now,
hands it to Ordell.
Cooled
To
piece
be
of coal. Yeah.
to be fair, XC has a point. I mean, literally, this morning you just like reached into a fire and like, here's my god, and like you did that easy piece. Like I have a hell of a time trying to talk to mine, the patron. I talk to her usually whenever, but as far as deities go, it's like you literally just reached into a fire and you're like, hey, how you doing? Have you thought about asking?
This is your deity. If you wish to ask it again,
Actually, I don't think that's how it works. I think that was how the deity talked through that piece of coal, kind of like when you watched me like squish the thing.
yes, but if you squished the same thing again, you would still again talk to the deity.
No, I'll talk to you about deities another day, but I don't think this is good job, XC.
Wardell takes the coal and just kind of like thumbs it in his hands.
I did ask about this, and they said I'm on the right path. and they told me to come here and said that Ignis would help. So I don't know what else I can ask.
What is your purpose? Maybe a good question.
Does Ignis represent the beliefs of the Fire Lord?
I'll ask, but I don't know.
And Ordell's gonna go to the little hearth. He's gonna crush the coal in his hand, and then basically sprinkle it over the fire, and then reach for a new coal, and
Say, please tell me what my purpose is, and is Ignis an embodiment of your will?
Roll a percentile.
Advantage because I gave you the coal for my butt.
Disadvantage
Oh,
because it smells like
word.
metal butt.
Metal butt.
Took damage
use
for
an-
that coal.
I mean,
it's
metal retains heat, right?
Oh
Is
yeah,
it still
so
a little
still
warm?
super hot, still super mildly showing a god's face.
I got a hot butt.
it's
Yeah, you do.
64. Can I use an inspo like on this to try and re-roll it, or is 64? Do I feel that's good for a answer, or should I can I inspo? I guess is the question.
You can inspo. Do you think 64 is
Okay.
good enough on a D100?
I'll try and inspo because if it's worse, then we'll see. I was so excited there for a second. I was like, did I just get 100 again? But no, that was 10.
Got ya.
Man.
Hey,
I guess
worth a
yeah,
shot.
64. So,
As
but yeah.
you sprinkle a crushed coal onto the flames, it ignites briefly, and your heart flutters for a moment as you think you expect to see a face in the flames, but the flames begin to die back down and return to their small ember. You look around into the flames, trying to find some face. You take the prodder and the poker from near the hearth and push the embers around, trying to find anything that resembles a face, desperately pleading to not have to make this call yourself. But it seems that the god may want you to.
Ordell's going to move over to the urn and see if everybody's put in their paper. And he's going to read them.
Who all put
I,
their
Jakey,
papers
don't
in?
remember what everyone put.
Ritter put one in for leave. Winter said kill them. Ashrin, I think you also said that?
So there's 2 for kill them, 1 for there's 2 for kill, 1 for leave, and then what did XC and Emma put?
I haven't put anything in.
Emma hasn't put anything in.
Oh, then I guess Ordell would look at the top and see that there's not, and then he would hold it to XC and Winter or XC and Emma.
Alex gets a GFY. Just look at the chat. This is a good one. So,
I can't see it.
Words said that your coal from your metallic butt smelled like butane instead of butane.
Oh, very good.
Very good. So Alex gets that one, of course. I mean, it makes sense. It came out of your characters, but back to the very emotionally charged moment as Exie and Emma reveal their thoughts, possibly.
XC.
Affirmative.
I have a feeling I already know what your answer is.
Please enlighten me.
Well, you are here to keep Ordell safe, and that was your prime directive. Am I correct?
Affirmative.
So wherever Ordell goes, I would assume you would.
That is logical.
Look at me, guys. Logical.
A small chuckle comes from the room in a much-needed moment of levity.
Ordell, I know that I wrote that we should kill them, but I kind of think we should stay.
Why did we even write it down on the paper then? Computer kind of looks down.
I don't.
I'm going to be on it. After you.
I don't think that what they're doing is right, but I also don't think that leaving is going to fix anything. And which ones do we kill and which ones don't we kill? If they're all under some weird fire spell to make them do whatever Ignis says, then it doesn't seem very ethical, I think the word is. I don't know, I haven't used it a lot. I don't think it's particularly ethical for us to just kill them or for us to leave them without any help.
Emma stops. Wait. And Emma's going to run up and snatch the necklace off of Ordell's neck. And make the other ones appear, add it to it, and...
Well, I was wearing that, and cool.
It'll come back.
I'm not going to ask.
Yeah, it's better not to.
I don't with you. Ever. I don't want the answers that you have.
I'm going to message Ordell. They could be watching us.
Through necklaces?
Do you say that out loud?
It sounded like
Yes.
it out loud. Yeah.
Well, if that's the case, then yeah, that's how Tadage watched us with the coin.
That was a location thing. He didn't know what we were talking about.
I don't know. People are magical here. This is magic.
I
I mean, these might not be
know-
magic.
I would know about different ways to use items to track people.
Roll an Arcana for me.
Also, as I said when we first met it now, I do not understand magic.
Apparently, the wizard doesn't understand magic either
Oh, no.
because I rolled a 3. I believe that my
Oh,
Arcana
no.
is +7.
You're pretty certain divination magic could make that possible, but that's not exactly your specialty. And if
10.
perhaps if you had written
Yeah.
it down, maybe you would be. You've never looked into that school. You're really focused on getting those bodies back from dead.
Anyway,
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt, but they're in a safe place for the time being. Continue on with your conversation as Emma just dips back out of
Winter.
the conversation.
Winter.
Yes, sorry, I was mid-yawn. Yes?
Oh, is that a biological?
Yes, it's kind of getting late, and I know most of you, although some more. Did you get tired? Anyway, what? Sorry, yes, XA?
I can confirm that magic locationing is not always required to be magical. And then I pull out, which you guys have seen once before, a circular object that has another smaller circle inside it. And it has multiple patterns and colors all around it. And as XC removes the bullet fits so perfectly in that you can see
Oh no, I think it's me. What?
great at
Uh-oh.
And
Uh-oh. Hi.
kill the DM.
Hi.
I mean, what?
Hello.
This
Why
bullet
don't-
can
Thanks for
kill
running D&D with
DMs.
us.
Y'all,
We kind of need you, Ryan.
y'all see me again, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we see you.
Hi.
A weird way to TPK.
I love you.
Loud dialogue.
Told you I
sounds.
love you. Gotcha. Yeah. Continue. Why did we lighten the mood? Keep it dark, guys. Come
Thank
on.
you.
Come on.
This ball may be used as a spell, I believe, called Detect Objects, even if you have not seen it before, because you are able to identify it via the disc. And then I put it back in so it looks absolutely perfect. So magic isn't always required on the item that you are casting the detection on.
Do you think you could help me make that into an arrowhead?
May I look at one of your arrowheads?
Sure. Ritter pulls out a black arrow and hands it to you. Doesn't seem like it'd be
This should
impossible.
be possible.
Good.
This should be possible.
I would like to do that sometime. That would be
Affirmative.
useful for so many things. I didn't know you had this.
Yeah, this is a great conversation, Ritter, but there's a bigger scheme going on at the moment. Sorry.
Yes.
Emma and Exie, cast your votes, and I'm reading them, and that is the decision.
My vote is to follow you, Ordell.
Emma's gonna go plop on the bed with the active, like, arms of shadows reaching up and grabbing and just sit in the zone of truth. I don't like these people. I don't like Ignis. He is gonna give me a gift, though, so that's nice. I think it's fucked up what they just did tonight. But they're not gonna attack unwilling. That's nice. But this whole society is fucked.
Yeah, I think we should at least murder Ignis.
If you like that idea, Laura.
Yes. No,
I think
it's such a good idea to talk about killing people. You know, we didn't scold anybody for that earlier today, but you know.
yes, but the difference, Ritter, is we're doing
I'm
it
kidding,
together.
Emma. Obviously, I'm kidding here.
And Emma gestures down at the zone of truth. I can only speak the truth, Ritter.
Ritter's a downer today.
Look at that.
Y'all
Winter's
were-
not even
y'all
on the
ganged
bed.
up on him for trying to kill bad people.
I am on the bed. I'm patting Ordell's back.
You all gang up on him. Oh.
As
Anyways,
Ordell,
I think
you have all the pieces of paper. As Winter, you handed over to him. Continue with what you were going to say.
we should initiate Super's secret stealth mode. Oh, XE, you're used to secretly killing high up individuals,
Affirmative.
but I will not murder Ignis if we as a group decide it's not a good idea.
Ordell, do you think Ignis is sketchy? I think Ignis is sketchy.
I don't understand Ignis. I'll be honest. Ignis is complex, and Ignis is clearly a zealot. But
Yes.
Ignis wants to change the world. But the way Ignis was so enthused about only half of them surviving, are they going to mourn who was lost?
I'm gonna say no. From what you said, the way they said it was that if they don't come out, then they weren't meant to, and yada yada, burn in fire.
Mm.
I actually feel bad for the ones that burned. I usually don't feel bad for people.
Do you think that there's any of them left?
What do you mean?
I mean, you know, how hot is the fire? Do you think that they burnt all the way up, or could I go and speak to them?
I think that is a very dangerous thing to do. You would be speaking to someone who burnt in a holy fire.
Mm.
What if... I mean,
Well,
what else
to
do you
be
have to lose, though?
To be fair, though, if they're strong enough in their faith, then even though they did die, they died for their deity, or at least the idea of their deity. Therefore, they should end up where their deity is, if I understand religion correctly.
Yeah, burning to death might make me a little uneasy in my beliefs, though.
It doesn't
I
matter, you're
offer-
already dead.
A suggestion.
Yes, please.
There was a coup attempt once that was very memorable that I was able to partake in. I will attempt to splice this into the current situation to make it easier to understand. Ordell, you could ask Ignis to step down or sacrifice himself as a request from the deity. This would align you into the control position, and we would see if he does actually follow the deity or if he is in his own control.
That is a good plan. But then what if...
I can confirm it is successful 50% of the time.
I suppose that other 50 would be if he can also speak to the deity as I do. If the flames
that's-
do
Other
tell
50
him this.
The other
That is
50
not how
involve-
statistics work.
The other 50%, or the second attempt, involved in this case, Ignis killing Ordell on the spot. It was a very messy situation.
Well, I don't want Ordell to die. I like Ordell. I care if he dies.
He was avenged.
Yeah, there's probably a bigger risk
we're
factor
talking
of
about a
death now.
story.
Ashwin, you have been very quiet about all of this, besides talk of your home. You have no thoughts, really?
Well, I did say I wanted to kill them, didn't I? Is that not enough?
People were changing their mind. I didn't know if other
Come-
thoughts had come in.
Well,
Come pop on the bed, Ashrin.
she goes over. Yeah. Squeaks a little bit. This is all just ringing a little too close to home for me. That is all.
They're not doing blood magic.
Palm, face and palm just. I didn't say exactly, but I'm just saying this whole situation. Ring
Oh,
close to home.
gotcha.
I, again, extremely disagree with people who want to impose their beliefs on others. Just because you don't have the same beliefs as somebody doesn't mean you should be outcast from the family or anything. Like, it's so stupid.
I actually agree with that. I mean, I think that's why they're gonna go fight New Korra, is because the Crucians essentially did the same thing. They imposed their will on dead people. And that's how you get unwilling. So now we just have two people that impose their will on people, and now they're gonna fight to impose their will on the other people. And war is stupid.
Or stupid.
I disagree.
Oh, Exy, you
What
were
is it
made for
good
war.
for?
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
3 of you get GFYs.
I'm on the Zone of Truth bed. I had to say nothing.
Then you had to get this
War.
GFY.
Fair,
War
fair, fair.
is good for my life. If there was no war, I would not be me.
There would still be you if there was no war.
I think
Incorrect.
it's getting late. Odell, you've heard all our opinions. Think about it. Sleep on it, and maybe some time just to think will be enough. You're the one who has to make this call in the first place. Have some time with your thoughts. Ignis already offered to talk to you tomorrow. This is a perfect opportunity. I think we all should get some sleep and prepare for whatever is to come tomorrow.
And I'll leave the Zone of Truth up for you so you can sleep on your bed.
This
and
is
your
my
thoughts
room.
will be true to yourself.
This is my room. Odell, you gotta leave.
No, son of a bitch.
Ordell
You guys
gets
got
up
to swap room.
and just kind of moves past everyone. And then at the door, he just stops.
Good night. Exy, if you could watch Winter or Ashwin's room tonight. I just need a night alone. And Ordell
Oh,
closes
wait.
the door and leaves.
And before Ordell, like as he's closing the door, it was like, wait, and pulls out the necklace and chucks it at the crack of the door.
It just drops to the ground, and Ordell continues leaving.
I tried. Damn.
You hear a
I
loud
pick it up.
clunk on the door, Ordell, as you walk over to your old room. Exy, you run over and grab his amulet.
And then I follow out the door toward following Ordell.
Oh wait, and Emma grabs the next necklace and throws it at the door.
Same exact scene happens as Ritter is like, they're going to ask why this door is dented. As Ordell, you're about to close the door to your room. You hear the door close and XC stand in the hallway with you.
XC, can you watch Winter and Ashrin tonight from their room?
Negative. I will be in your room, but I will power down if you wish to be alone.
Fair enough.
Yeah. As Ordell just kind of goes and lays on the bed.
I sit in the corner and completely shut down for the first time I've ever been around these guys.
XC, as you sit down, the lights, Ordell, you notice, completely fade from XC. He's always had some light running from one circuit board to another in his head, or at least his eye. But like a camera shutter, it finally closes. There's nothing in there. No light from the corner as you snuff out the candle in your room to leave you in the dark. Ashrin, Winter, and Emma, Ritter says, might have seemed rude for me to kick him out, but I do have traps in this room just in case.
Mm-hmm.
Better that he does.
Here's your necklace, and if you fucking disappear again, don't. As you can see, we make decisions together now. I'm not mad at you for killing the people. That's a dead horse, and I'm done kicking it. But I just want to say, we make decisions together, okay? Okay, love you. Good night. Emma gives a hug and then leaves the room.
Emma, you shouldn't kick dead horses.
Emma shuts the door.
Winter like looks at it as night and then walks out and follows Emma because we're staying in the same room.
Ashrin, what do you do?
Wait, we're all in the same room, aren't we?
Well, y'all are all in Ritter's room. Winter and Emma are leaving. You're going with them?
Oh, of course. I'm
Okay.
not staying in Ritter's room. Why would you assume I'm staying in Ritter's room?
I asked everybody what they were doing. As Ashrin goes in, everyone closes the door and gets ready for a night of sleep. Lots to ponder and lots to consider, which we will continue when we come back in 7 minutes. It's currently 7:53. We're going to have a quick little break, and we'll go from there. So that also gives Jakey time to think, too. So we'll be back in 7 minutes. Make sure you enter that giveaway.
Aren't you glad I waited to pawn this off on you this week?
No, I'm not.
Be right back, everybody. Welcome back from the break, everybody. Brie brought in a little ghost named Max with some really awesome hair that disappears every now and again, but it's not supposed to do
Because
that.
he's a ghost.
Yeah, because he's got a mohawk, and she wanted to get her inspiration.
Oh my gosh, where are you? Here we go. This is
Look
Max.
at that mohawk.
Hi, Max.
So cool.
This is my big inspiration farm. Say hi to everyone. All right, Mad Max.
Hi, Max.
Give us a kiss. Mwah. Off you go. I've used you for inspiration. You can go play Minecraft now.
I can? Bye. Right,
Thanks,
so
babe.
Chav Hunter, that baby grew up fast.
Rybo Mom actually texted me, Alex, and said, hey, don't forget XC's art. So thank Rybo Mom.
Yay, Rybo Mom.
You want to explain this art, buddy?
No, it's all on you, right?
Oh, okay. Well, this is XC when he goes into running mode, and he gets those little chicken chocobo-like legs, and they turn backwards on his knees and stuff. And he runs super fast. Ostrich. That's fair.
Ostrich.
Well,
Ostrich legs.
he's not a full ostrich. He'd have to have his ground tether, or else he'd fly away, right? Because Australia's upside down.
Is that a
GFY!
Far out.
Right. Well, Ordell and Ashrin are still yet to come back. I don't even need to wait to see if chat gives that one. I'm certain that I get
Brian
that one.
already killed them both off, so.
Yeah, just y'all weren't here for it, but I did all the scenes that you've been waiting for and have been building up this
And there
whole
was
episode.
3.
Yeah. Right. So we go to Winter and Emma and Ashrin. First to wake up in the morning. Not necessarily because you all are early risers. That's definitely not the case. But just nerves from the night before, knowing that you possibly have a great battle ahead of you for the day. You notice that today it seems to be raining outside. It's far less good weather than it has been previously. And though you're in this very warm area, it's a lot cooler coming through the windows than it was before because the rain falls from the sky and it's cold and wintry in this area. It's mostly heat dissolving snow and turning it into rain. So it's noticeably colder as you wake up in this room. Winter, your namesake, causes you to kind of be a little chilly and wake up before the others. Emma, you don't really have to sleep, but I imagine that you were at least, head down during a lot of it. As you see Winter kind of shiver and wake herself up, you know that this day could lead to quite a lot of changes for all of you. And Ashrin seems to have been awake for a while before just kind of rolling over now that knowing that Winter is up and you all can start the day as she looks over. So what do you think that he's going to pick?
I don't know. I don't feel particularly comfortable here. What do you guys think?
I don't even need the Zone of Truth to tell you that these people are nuts. And that's coming from someone who's nuts.
Seen it before. I don't want to see it again. And I don't know. I don't really know.
I think Ordell will make the right decision. Whatever that decision may be for Ordell.
I hate that he has to make this decision himself, but really, he kind of does. We gave him input, but it's on him.
He's going through a lot right now. Oh, maybe we could put together like a care kit for him. Like a little
Breakfast in bed.
And maybe we could. So back home, if I was feeling like upset or like sick, then my parents would make me a care package, and there was usually like a treat in there. Maybe some boiled candy. There was like my favorite breakfast foods. There was also like usually they would get one of the servants to come in and give me like a massage or something, and also like a book or something to read. So maybe we could put together like some kind of a care package for Ordell to help him this morning. He was really interested, Emma, in what's happening to his body at the moment. Do you have any books that might help him understand that? He was having bathroom.
Emma's gonna bust through the door, go to Jakey and or to Ordell.
Jakey's room is running to Canada.
Running straight to Canada. That sandwich looked dank. Emma's gonna go up to the door, see if it's unlocked first.
There is
Ordell,
a
did you
giant
lock
old
it? Oh, go ahead.
robot sitting next to it anyway.
Huh.
Ordell,
I wonder. Emma's gonna try and go into the ring through the crack in the floor if Exy is sitting directly in front of the door.
So the door isn't locked, but as you open it, you hear a boom as it thuds into something heavy. Ordell, you wake up to the thud, but you don't see that there's a robot in front of the door, Emma. You can't open the door fully. But do you try and go into the ring regardless?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get into the ring.
Ordell, you look over at the door, say, "Who is it?" before a sudden flash of green appears inside XC, and then immediately exits back out as Emma realizes this is a good way to get behind doors.
Can I react to that?
Yeah, absolutely, you can.
Can I shoot my hand up to grab the neck of whatever just appeared in the room?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead and roll me.
Wait, do I appear in the room or just do I go into his butt?
Did you go into the ring and then out into the room?
No,
Oh,
back
you just
like
went in the ring?
just in the ring, and then can I go back through the door?
You want to go in and then just back out?
Yeah, just
Oh.
in the ring, go get a book, and then zip back out of the room.
Gotcha. Okay, yes. XC, so he doesn't appear, but Ordell, you still do hear the boom, and before seeing a green light appear into XC's pocket. XC, you also see and feel this now that a bump has literally woken you up from powered down state before
Emma is with us.
it disappears.
Emma is no longer with us.
If I can hear that through the door, I'll say, "I'm not a ghost." And Emma's gonna run
Emma
back
is
to the
one that
room. I
Why
have
is every morning so strange?
Unable to answer. Processing. I have come up with answer. Would you like answer?
I really don't, but please tell me.
Every morning is strange because of the company you keep.
That is. Yeah.
As Ordell's gonna start getting ready.
Emma, you run back into the room, book in hand.
I'm gonna turn to
Yes.
Ash and just be like, "Does Emma know that like we have to make the care package first? We can't just. I mean,
Emma swings the door open.
Emma, oh,
I
there
have
she is.
the book.
Okay.
oh, okay. What
It's-
did you get?
It's Even Monsters Poop by Ichabod Bon Scheiser.
That honestly is perfect. Wow, I need to come see your library sometime because you found that within like you were gone for like half a second.
I just found a really good way to get into rooms. If XC's like behind the door, I can just zip, and then I can zip. Zip.
Okay, so I know I've had a strange upbringing, but I just feel like so many of you are enthralled with poop at such a young age, and I can't relate.
Well, it would be quite confusing if after hundreds of years, how old is Ordell?
Pause. I just realized why you do deserve 2 GFYs. The initials of the man are IBS. 2 GFYs it is. You're correct, actually. You now lead the score.
I've got my 6. I'll take it.
Oh, no, you have your 7.
Oh, I have 7 now. Wonderful, even better. Great.
If you hit 10 before I make my decision, so help me God, I will suplex you.
Only 3 more to go.
Continue.
That would actually be. I'm sorry
It'd only
to be a
two of
first.
words, give it a
10
10 level.
GFYs and 10 inspos in one.
In one episode.
in one episode.
God. It's just
God
an
appears
implosion.
and is like, let me give you this ring. You put the ring on and you're trapped in a second ring, and he's like, psych! And he leaves.
So we've got the book. It doesn't look like there's anyone that. Oh, we could do the massages ourselves. We don't have to.
Mm,
Do you think he?
probably y'all, as Emma looks at her bony hands, probably not the most comfy.
Emma, though, do the head thing, you know? And I put my head out.
As Emma, Ashrin, and Winter for some time deliberate, not actually focusing on creating it, but deliberating on what the care package will be and what they can do nice for Ordell. Ordell gets ready, and XC, you power back on and wait for Ordell to be fully ready, as obviously there's nothing you need to do. You're always at the ready. Before, it's probably time to head out there.
Ordell gets dressed in just like some nicer clothes now that like Ordell's been feeling nicer. I think at this point probably he feels quite alive, still looking like Ordell, but still like feeling all the symptoms of like he can feel his own pulse and kind of like that feeling of like when your head throbs. And yeah, Ordell is just gonna make his way down to Ignis. Because yeah, I think based on conversation, Ordell has a decision. Yeah.
As Ordell, you and XC, I'm assuming you're following?
Affirmative.
You exit the room, closing the door behind you. Ritter stands in his doorway, looking at you and giving you the, as was described last time, the white guy nod. He says, heard a bang on the door. I thought that something had gone wrong, and then I saw Emma scurry back into the room with some fecal book. But should I get the others?
Keep them patient. I think I have made my decision, but there's one last thing I would like to do. And You'll know if I need you all. You'll know very quickly.
Okay.
Thank you, Ritter.
Let him know. He goes to knock on the ladies' room as you're all like, so if you are going to do the head scratcher thing, are we going to have to nix the edible arrangements, or is that just going to be a part of it before you hear that? Hey, could I come in? You recognize Ritter's voice.
As if Ritter's coming in, Emma has her arm detached and is like scratching the top of Winter's head.
Oh, it's good. Oh, it's real good.
Poor Ritter has his ear to the door. Is that a no?
Come in.
He opens
get
it
you too.
very slowly. Looking in. Oh, thank God. Closing the door behind. He assumes that Exy is going
Chapter
with you,
6.
Ordell. Okay. You and Exy begin walking towards the hall. Ritter walks in with the three of you and says, Ordell and I guess Exy are heading towards Ignis to talk to him. He asks that we just be patient, and he'll come get us if he needs us.
Pop a squat. And Emma's gonna move the arm over and flop on his head and just.
Oh.
I think, no, he puts his ear up to the door and says, I think you notice that his bow is strung and he has all of his gear on him. Better to just be prepared. We don't know what's going to happen today.
Emma's gonna pop her arm back in.
I'm gonna cast Mage Armor on myself.
Ruckus. And Emma pulls up Ruckus.
Yeah.
Prepare for battle.
Or he reaches
Don
out,
your best armor.
a shadowy blade and shield, which are about like an inch tall, appear
Like a
on his
toothpick.
hands as he's like, those fiery assholes come near me at all, I will bring upon them a wrath, where everybody else just can hear not
You
this
bring that wrath, buddy.
very
You bring that
Braveheart
wrath.
speech that he has ready to go. As Ordell,
Emma on the shoulder.
you and XC go to approach the main hall. Ignis sits there in his chair. There are a few people having breakfast for the morning. You notice Sasha, Adam, and Rythus all there for the morning, all donned in new armor, matching that of Elijah. Very thick plate armor. Beads of red and the symbol of the flame adorned all over it, with much more regal appearing linens underneath, as their armor is shined to a near mirror polish. As Ignis says, welcome. Would you like something to eat for the morning?
Actually, I'd just like to speak to Sasha as an aside for a moment, and then I will join you for breakfast.
Please. Just let me know. As he sits at the chair, Sasha stands up. Do you want to speak? What can I do for you?
Ordell's gonna without giving her space, gonna take them aside so it's somewhere quiet where they can both speak.
You move to the southern side of the hall. You notice that the main doorway is open, and you can see and hear the rain coming out from the storm. It's not really very thunderous, though you can hear it in the distance a bit. It is just cold with the door open here. It's much warmer when you're on the north side of the hall near the large brazier, but you can feel that on your skin as you and XC move to the south. Yes?
Ordell pulls out the 2 cups from the room, fills them both with water, and then he hands one to her.
Thanks.
I would like to play that game again.
Is this a trick? This is just water.
The questions game,
I know.
where if you do not wish to answer, you drink. I gave you water then, and I will give you water now.
Fine. What do you have to ask?
What happened in the ceremony?
She holds the glass up. She says, though I don't want to drink, I'll tell you. Or though I want to drink, I will tell you. As I think it would haunt me more if I didn't say, but we were anointed in oil and set aflame with a stick lit with a fire they called Great and Holy, and I felt the heat of it for only a moment before it passed, and my clothes and armor seemed to almost melt away in the heat of the flame. The others did the same, though. Some of them fell to the ground, and it was almost a flash. It must have been minutes, but it felt like the whole night, where I saw the people that we traveled here with burn before me. But then they were just ash on the ground. But the flames did not take any more than that of myself and Adam. We were fine, and then Rythus went, and he was fine as well. He told us that we were gifted and chosen, and I believe it. We weren't hardly hurt at all.
Did you see the face in the fire?
No. There wasn't a fire besides the stick that they lit us with. We were the fire. I saw no face in the ash or fire, but I wasn't really looking for it, I have to say. I might have if I was paying more attention. Why do you ask me this? You're the one who's seen the face in the fire.
Because you were around people who died for this cause. I would hope that you would have heard from the Lord of Flame, or...
He gifted us the ability not to be hurt by that flame. I was burned, and now I stand here walking and drinking this water in the morning. I'm doing my duty. I've seen the face before, and I'm here now to serve you, and it should be more than proof enough. Do you not trust my loyalty?
I trust you implicitly, Sasha. That's why I wanted to be your partner. It wasn't just because we were the last two. You are smart and brave, and of all of the paladins, you are the one who asked the most questions. But I have one final one.
Sorry, I didn't mean to offend. What's your question?
I suppose I have two questions, actually, now. When you look at me, what do you see?
I suppose now that we've made it here and made it this far, perhaps I'm a bit more blinded or more trustworthy, but I see what the others see. I see the flame that will guide us. But in truth, I still just see a man before me.
My last question. Do you still have those favorite things? And what are they?
My favorite things?
That's what I thought. Thank you for speaking with me, Sasha.
Sorry, do a perception check for me.
Oh, perception?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's real good. I was going to knowledge from a past life, but I don't think I need to. 22.
That buckle that you made for Sasha is noticeably absent on her armor.
When I asked her about the favorite things, was that like a Sasha trying to hide it from me, or was that a someone who was just like, I don't know what you're talking about?
Roll a insight on it.
Okay, I am gonna knowledge from a past life in advance, just in case. Ooh, baby. 18 plus 5 from knowledge from a past life, plus 4. So that's oh god, what's 18 plus 9? If only I could do basic
27.
math. 27. Yep.
As she says that, you sense hesitance from her, as if she's not. She feels like she shouldn't say it. She restrains her tongue.
Ordell has his decision. And yeah, I just pat Sasha on the shoulder.
Enjoy the rest of your breakfast. Thank you.
She looks at XC with a quizzical face, as if to say, "What was that?"
I don't reply back. There's no look back. I just continue to watch Ordell.
Ordell and XC. I assume you walk up to speak to Ignis then, or back to your party?
Yep.
Okay. As you turn, Sasha returns to her table. Ignis sits on his chair and looks to you. Says, "Breakfast, then?"
No. I would like to speak to you. I've made my decision.
Good. However you choose to proceed, know that I support you dearly. Friend. I think I could call you that now, but would you like to speak in private? Let us talk.
I think that would be best. XC will not leave my side, though.
I as those words echo out, I will, as a form of parade, take out my gun and just keep it in front of me as if like I'm the royal guard, so to speak. But
Gotcha.
now my gun's out.
Good then. He stands and gets close to you, but turns to where you are both almost equals, standing next to this great chair or throne that would govern this area, as he's not sure if he's going to be the one to return to the chair or you, as you both stand next to the step that leads up to it, XC looking on, rifle out and adorned. The three paladins that were there eating stop to look. You notice the other Warforged are not here. They're just gone. It's only you all in the room. XC, your keen eyes assure that it's just the five of, or that would be six technically, of you in here. As Ignis says, "Then what have you come to? What can we do for you?"
This is a hard decision, I hope you know.
I would not expect less if you gave it so freely. I would question your concern.
I want to stand and go through their practice they just did, their ceremony. If I cannot experience what they did, then I do not deserve this flame. And if I do not, or if I decide afterwards to give you the light, if I see things that do not draw me to this, then it is yours as you were asked. But if I step through those flames and I emerge in any way they did,
And Ordell kind of looks over to XC.
then we will have a very different issue.
Forgive me.
See, there's the white man nod.
Forgive me, but you already did. Did Medi not purify you on the table? Was I told incorrect?
They purified me, but I want to stand in the chamber where they did.
I cannot guarantee that you will come through the flames twice. No one has ever tried that. Uh-oh. Internet. Hold on.
Oh?
Hi.
Just right
No
up there.
internet.
Ignis
Yay.
says no.
I was like,
Did
literally
I?
just like, we're doing this thing. Ignis, you know what?
You know what?
Just run, starts pushing stuff behind his sword. I can't catch him.
Sorry. He's continue. He says, "No one's ever gone in twice again. I cannot guarantee that you would make it safe. I would assume that everything would be fine, but we've never tried."
You disagreeing with General Ordell?
I act in concern for Ordell.
You have not answered the question.
I will do this if that is what you wish.
It is. And you will anoint me with the oil ×3 for those we lost last night.
Very well. I will do this for you. Please. If you allow me. Exi, I mean no
After you.
disrespect. And please do not point your rifle at me when I say this. But this is a sacred task. Unless you are willing to be burned by the flame as well, I cannot allow you entry.
Exi
It is
has
not your decision.
This time it is.
Exi has a very important task.
And Ordell's going to turn to Exi where, like, no one can hear.
Exi, the next task you have is I need you to stay with the group. Do not let them in earshot of anywhere to hear. I heard them scream. I know the sounds of the burning. I have flesh now. I will feel all of this. And I know. They just can't hear this, Exi. Please.
No.
No.
Affirmative.
Ordell smiles.
Then you would burn with me?
Negative.
Then where are you going to be, Exi?
I am not built to burn.
You're not understanding what has to happen here. I cannot allow you into this room.
You may attempt to stop me.
The room will be...
Ignis looks at you, Ordell. Like, what do I do here?
Ordell is just smiling, and Ordell says,
Exi will stand just outside the door, close enough that he can guard, and if anything goes wrong, the door will be kicked open. Because Exi can't burn, but I'm assuming this process sets the entire room alight.
Okay. Of course. Do nothing to harm you.
We will see.
as Ordell's going to take that cloak and hang it on to Exi's shoulders. And he's going to go get ready for... Actually, I guess he's going to kneel because that's what they did it right then and here, hey? So Ordell's just going to, like, basically sit and kneel and focus while Buddy gets the oil and whatnot.
I will return in just a moment. Ignis leaves to go off to the small storeroom and to the side where they were at. Everyone in the room, Asherin, Emma, and Winter, you notice that you've sat here for about 10 minutes or so without Ordell returning. Ritter has now slumped down to the door, still listening, but less intently than before.
I'm bored.
Do you think that he's going to come back and tell us what he decided?
I mean,
We
Oh,
yeah.
did
no.
scold Ritter for not telling us his plans earlier. So
If you don't scold him, that would be unfair. If he doesn't come back.
We can scold him, but you know what sucks is Emma flips the page on the even monsters poop. They don't talk about undead like skeletons don't poop.
maybe volume 2. Not everybody poops.
Will you help me write a volume 2?
Because it seems like they
Volume
are.
2.
Well, winner, you get a GFY.
Hey, that's in character, my dude.
Still a GFY.
God damn it.
But as it seems that you are all at least occupied and considering what you're going to be writing, Ashrin, is there anything that you're wanting to be doing during this time?
Still don't get this obsession with poop. I don't just.
Yep, they're entertained. As you wait there for a moment, looking back at the three paladins, who all kind of look at you with keen interest in their eyes. They're all staring up at you, smiling, it seems. Though not so brazen about it, but you can tell that there are smirks in the corners of their face. You might be doing something great by leading them here. As Ignis comes back with another vase of oil and looks to you and says, "Are you sure?"
I would not have them go through something I wouldn't.
A true leader, indeed, as he pours the oil over you, coating you from head to toe. You're slick, and it's going to be hard to move without sliding around, but it smells fresh. It smells earthy. You realize the situation that you're in and what may happen to you, and it kind of all sets in as the oil touches your skin. Ironically, a chill runs up your spine. For Ignis says, "Come. I think there's light to be seen before we go." Ignis holds his hand out to you.
Exy stands on the other side, acting as a potential cane if required.
Yeah,
Okay.
Ordell does kind of like utilize Exy so he can walk, and then also takes Ignis's hand when he lifts him, and then yeah, Ordell just walks.
The three of you walk to the south side near where the open door is, where it's raining outside, being careful to avoid the flames early. As Ignis looks there and says, "Unfitting that it should be a rainy day." Before a small ray of light seems to come through the clouds for the first time in a long time from here, as it shines just a small spot, what would be like looking through a keyhole, a pin mark of sunlight down onto the stairs before you. You don't know how to take this. Ignis looks at it, says, "Good omen, perhaps."
I think the weather is perfect.
Before just like that, the sunlight fades away, and Ignis walks you to the eastern corridor, where the large door that you saw before was. He ushers you in. There doesn't seem to be much ceremony about this room. There is a small leather-bound book on a pedestal, and there are 2 candles of red wax next to this pedestal. He says, "Please enter."
Ordell steps in, and because Exy has to be outside the door, Ordell says, probably in what little Dwarven he knows, kind of being around Exy.
It'll be okay.
And then Ordell goes in.
In Dwarvish, it always is.
Ordell smiles. Even though he doesn't know the words, I think he understands the intention.
Exy, Ignis nods to you before closing the heavy wooden doors behind. You stand guard on the other side of it?
Yes, but what I am going to do, I'm gathering this is a typical door, so it's got 2 hinges.
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to make I'm gonna mark the door where I know the hinges are. So if I need to shoot the hinges out, I will.
Okay. Roll me a quick perception.
Yeah, for
Or
sure.
investigation, actually.
I prefer perception. It's a +7 instead of +4, but sure. Investigation is 11 + 4 is 15.
Perfect. As the door was closing, you did see where the hinges were on this large door and could roughly make out where it would be on the other one. So you have a good idea of where, if you needed to start breaking and entering, you could. Do you stand facing towards the door or outward back away from the hall?
45-degree angle towards the door.
Okay. Just kind of able to always see the door, but always be able to watch if there's something coming. As Ordell, the room gets quite dark, save for the glow from the fire inside Ignis, as he quickly goes over and grasps one of the red wax candles and places it in his own chest flame, lighting the other one with the same flame, and sets it back down. For he looks and stands behind the podium in the book. This is not a large room at all for such large doors. It is maybe 10 feet by 10 feet. He looks at the book, thumbs through the pages very briefly. You can see the leather-bound journal is red in the color of the flame from before, and it seems to have kind of engraved in the side of it that same red, or that same symbol. Before he goes over to the door and says, "Forgive me, I really trust that if your friend hears you, he will not come in and shoot me, ending my life." Before he goes to the door and places a quick little latch over it. I think that might happen.
It may.
He says, "Then you would give me this heart of flame should you not survive.
Yes.
I want to make your intentions clear. I do not want to go against your wishes."
I'm gonna quickly insight that last bit.
Yeah,
because I
absolutely.
feel like he's been pretty good so far. 18 total.
18. Seems to be. He has no demeanor change from all the other times that he's talked to you.
Okay.
As he goes back behind the book, he quickly thumbs through some pages and says, "Before we begin, how much do you know of this land, of Old Korra, of its lineage, of what resides here now, the powers that be?"
I don't know anything of it.
Let me enlighten you just a moment. There are two great powers in Old Korra. We ignore the barbarians to the north in the ice, but there are two powers that remain here. Korra's fall, of course, still has the Korra Crucians, but Arkerova, in the east, another great lich lives there, and he would have dominion over the Korra Crucians' territory, over all of Old Korra, if he could, perhaps the world, and his influence grows ever larger. He too would see that Old Korra and its capital falls and its ways change. In doing so, we would be helping him with his will. But he does not spread the plague like Korra does. He is a devil of a different make. One of whom I would not
Interesting.
side with, if it were up to me. Ordell, roll me a perception check.
12.
12. Doesn't take much to notice. Ignis is not stuttering as much anymore as he talks. Says, "But,
Yeah.
of course, I would not have to be in alliance with him. No one would have to do his will if there was some gift that they could take that might free them from subservient curse." as I think that might be what you can give me here. As he reaches out to the candle.
You believe you have a subservient curse?
I know I do. And you've brought me the key to my freedom.
Ah. It's funny. When I first met you, I looked past the rust that you hide. I looked at that heart of glowing, that boiler that you are. It's interesting how you can just burn people, cleanse them. You say it makes them clean. I think once you clean them, it just leaves more on your hands.
I promise.
I know what you were looking for.
I did not burn any of those paladins. XC, you notice the 3 paladins that you saw before in their new armor leave and walk out into the rain and into the streets. That would be a waste of potential. But you cannot waste that. Before Ignis walks closely to you, you said you looked into my heart and saw flame. You should have looked at my teeth. Before he drops the candle, the oil on you begins to catch flame, and you feel the heat run up your body. Before, you are quickly shoved with a ferocity that you did not expect and a strength that you did not feel Ignis capable of against a wall. XC, you quickly hear a loud thud inside the room.
Ordell, when he's shoved, responds while burning.
Lions don't fear hyenas.
And a bat that can fly as he runs up and grabs you by the neck does not fear ground creatures as he reaches his hand out to the symbol on your chest. You notice the symbol in his palm is not the same. The back of his palm etched in the flame is different from the symbol he holds in his hand. I need you to roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, Ordell's good at those. What's a 26 get me?
26. Solid. As you feel darkness, necrotic energy at its core, reach in through your symbol, following the lines that lead towards your heart and grasp on and choke. You feel 2 parts of yourself seem to rip away. That connection, that ability to feel the heat that you felt before, that face you saw in the flames, as your eyes close for a brief moment, you see it slip away. But you also feel its hold and its warmth powering your body no longer there. As the light on your chest fades and the flame inside of Ignis grows dark and black. He's no longer lit by a red flame, but a darkness like a shadow emerges from him. XC, you heard the loud boom. As this flame crawls up your body, Ordell, it begins to bite and hold hard. Your
Can I try
natural...
while this is happening, Brian?
Yeah, you pull on it, but you
I know
notice that it's locked. Ordell, your natural bulk is the only reason that you are not on the floor rolling by both this flame and the necrotic energies that seethe through your body.
With what little Ordell has, I'm gonna rage and just start like slamming into him both, like all 3 of my attacks. Just like start basically like beating the shit out of
absolutely
Ignis as much as I can.
Yeah, go ahead and roll to hit him. That's 2 attacks, unless you're also recklessly. You can have
3
advantage.
attacks because Tavern Brawler.
Do it.
Yeah,
You wouldn't be able to
so
rage
I'm
and
assuming-
Tavern Brawler in the same time then, because rage is a bonus.
Oh right, yes. So first 2 then.
Okay.
Okay, first attack is a what is my bonus? I gotta double check my. It's just strength and proficiency, right? For
Correct.
unarmed, because for some reason it's not
Yeah.
showing me my. Oh, yes, it is. So it's a +6. So that's a 21.
Only proficiency because you have Tavern Brawler. So 21. Actually, let me double check something here.
Because my talent brawl check says it's +6.
21 does hit.
Okay. And then I'll just roll the second one as well. It like did the thing where it was on a 20 and then like rolled off, but it's still 16. Oh yeah, it's another 21. So yeah, I'm gonna. Oh boy. 3. So that's +5 on both. So that's 16.
Okay. As you wail into Ignis, you, lit in a flame, feel the heat start to creep up. You pull him in close and just start hitting him, both in where his kidney would be and just directly in the chest, trying to dent the metal on him. And you can see that it slightly does. XC, you hear it now pounding against metal, and in response to your hits, Ordell, you hear a cackle and a laugh coming from Ignis.
I will attempt to blow out the hinges now. Right?
Okay. With knowing where they are, it's not going to be a problem. You can make 2 shots in 1 round, correct?
I can actually do 4 if I need to, but yes, I can do 2 shots in 1 round.
Okay. You know there will be 6 hinges, so it's up to you.
6 hinges? That's a big door.
It's a big door. It's, 2 doors that go together.
Okay, but I have 3 hinges I have to worry about on one side.
You would have to worry about
if
that.
I knock one door down, I can get through, right?
Correct. Possibly. They are currently held together by a bar latch. You might be able to push it open after that. But it would still stand
understood.
upright. Yeah.
Well, if I know there's 3 on a door, I'm going to shoot all 3.
Okay. Gonna action surge and go for it?
Yeah, for sure.
Do it. Being that you're so close range and you spotted them beforehand, it's not even a matter of hitting. A rifle like that would have no problem. Just roll to make sure that your gun doesn't misfire, but you will be able to hit the targets, no problem.
No misfires. I think we haven't actually used it before. Could you believe it? The front long piece of the barrel can actually fold in at 180 degrees, making my gun to be pretty much like a sawn-off shotgun.
Beautiful.
For close range. And so I fold it back, boom, boom, boom.
You're able to make even larger holes as Ordell, this cackling goes about, which is XC's cue to create 3 large holes in the door. You still go to try and open it, but notice it's held, so on the next turn you could probably pretty easily shove your shoulder into it to knock the door off.
Or could I use my last action of my action surge to kick the door?
Yeah, why not? Go for it. Absolutely.
I forgot about action surge.
Boom, boom,
Wonderful.
boom.
Bang, door goes down.
This one I
And-
need a strength check, though. So go ahead and roll for me.
Oh, I can do that. I think
So it'll just be straight strength mod.
strength mod puts me at 16.
No problem at all. You kick the door as it flies open. Ordell, the cackling is only dimmed briefly by the loud boom, boom, boom sound of one entire 10-foot tall, very thick door falling to the ground in the room.
Then as a flourish, using up my move and everything else, I'm just going to grab my my left arm, flick it back, and as it does, the whole barrel just flicks back into place facing Ingus.
As Ignis turns towards you, he hisses as he looks back at you, Ordell, and says, "You've gifted me the ability to ignore the greatest flame of them all, the sun," before Ignis quickly turns into a puff of mist and moves towards the hallway. Don't know what that noise was, but XC and Ordell, you begin to see a mist head offwards to the west. Emma, Ashrin, Winter, and Ritter, you all begin to hear screams outside the window in that hall, or in the town.
As soon as Emma hears that, she says, "I I don't think I'm gonna get my gift today.
Ritter quickly runs over to the window and slides it open. You have to go. He pulls his bow out and knocks an arrow.
All right, Ruckus, you ready for disaster?
Winter,
Oh dear.
Asher, and Emma, do any of you look at the window or just worry about going?
Just going.
But then also, just like as I'm running, oh, do you think this has to do with Ordell?
Yes.
Emma looked back. Duh.
I would like to look at the window though.
Winter, you quickly look out. You see Sasha,
Mm-hmm.
Adam, and Rythus,
Mm-hmm.
as well as Trake Oth and several of the other paladins within the area, all seemingly have turned on the citizens and are mowing them down in the streets, some of them bursting the doors inwards and pulling people from their homes. You see
should have
one
killed them.
flame off to the south, but you can't see what it is. Before Asher
Emma's
and Emma...
Emma's
yeah,
through the door.
Yeah, y'all said y'all were running. Ritter runs out the door before he says, "Come on, Winter," pulling you, or urging you to come out. As all of you see a puff of black mist move quickly out through the hallway and out into the rain.
If we see it, how far away is it from us?
It's at the end of the hall. It'd be maybe about 100 feet.
Cool. I'm gonna scorching ray that.
Go for it.
Little pew pew pew.
Would I know what this is? Like,
I have no idea what it is.
I feel
You
like
would just see
100.
mist.
I feel like 100% that Winter has done some hardcore research on vampires. Like probably too much.
You can roll an Arcana on it.
My reasoning on why I'm attacking it is mist and dark things are not usually a good thing.
How's a 25?
Ooh, 25 was actually the DC because it would be a pretty big leap without knowing other things. But seeing mist and seeing everyone suddenly turn against their nature, you know that vampires can turn into mist. And possibly a vampire has infiltrated its way into here. You don't know who or what it would be, but you see mist seemingly moving in a form quickly out and away. Emma, what were your rolls?
19, 14, and 15, and then they're all +6 to hit. So, math. 20 is 1, 21, and 24.
Yeah, they all hit, not a problem. As you shoot jets of fire into this mist, most of it going directly through, hitting the tapestries behind, igniting some of the wooden architecture that holds up this stone keep. It does seem to have purchase on the mist, causing it to move quite quickly out and trying to run
That's
away.
good, because I was lying last night. I hate what he did with the place.
Ordell and XC, you see the mist run away, but XC, you see Ordell lit in flames.
Can I confirm, did the mist go through me? Because I'm standing at the only exit out of that room.
Oh, yeah, it
I
can
believe-
basically go through anything.
Okay.
10, 8, and 6.
Okay.
Guys, what do we think the chances are that the vampires have come to save us?
Not good.
XC,
Have you met a vampire?
Yeah, that creepy
In my
guy.
dreams.
That-
XC, you see Ordell lit aflame as the mist exits your area and rushes out and is being shot by flames. You can make an attack of opportunity against it with your gun, but it would be at close range if you'd like as it moves through.
I am going to first of all yell out the words orders to Ordell.
Ordell, feeling the light go from him and this necrosis, or all Ordell says is
Protect them.
as he drops.
I won't make an attack on the mist.
Okay. Ordell, I need you to make a con saving throw.
Oh Lord. You know what's wild? It's a 9. But that's a nat 1. I'm gonna use an inspo.
Ooh. Do I GFY it?
You certainly can, or I can tell you right now that's a 10.
Oh,
A 1 into a 2. Oh boy. Man.
The dice want this to happen.
I love having that +8 con mod. Thank you.
As you literally anointed yourself, completely covered yourself in oil, you take big damage.
It was a good idea at the
from
time.
the fire.
I
Was
do?
What?
I was proving a point.
You feel yourself engulfed in the flames. This is kind of over the course of several seconds that you take 54 points of fire damage total. Before suddenly, as you try your best to hold in your pain's screams, before there's going to be no chance that you can hold on to it anymore, the pain stops. You are still coated in fire and look down. You open your eyes and see the flame still licks your body, but it doesn't hurt you.
Can I see XC?
Ordell seems to be quite calm. Emma, Asher, and Winter, the mist fades. We'll actually go to y'all in just a minute. Yes, you do see XC standing there looking at you and kind of head back towards the mist before he turns to you again.
Ordell's going to try and stand again.
You are in pain and your muscles ache from the fire that burned your skin, and there probably will be some residual scarring. But you're able to stand up as the flames continue to lick at the oil, but don't seem to harm you.
Ordell's going to try and walk out into the rain. Just as much as he can.
XC, you see Ordell stand up looking kind of concerned and confused down at his own body. What are you doing?
Do I see him trying to walk?
He stands up and looks at you for a moment before about to begin. Do you let him?
I assume my position next to him as a potential cane, even if it's flame.
Perfect. As you two walk down the hallway, Emma, Ashrin, and Winter, you see the mist move outwards before stopping just at the base of the doorway and reforming itself. You see a figure that looks just like Ignis, coated in a black flame instead of the red that you saw before. As he looks at you all, he looks different. He holds himself differently. Instead of low and hunched over, his shoulders are back, standing at his fullest. He is taller than Ordell in its own way. Seems to almost breathe in before he puts his hands out. Emma?
Can I still have my gift? As Emma's gonna shoot off a guiding bolt.
Okay, go ahead and roll your hit.
Okay. I'm gonna do it at level 2. Why not? You know, if you're gonna go hard. Okay. 15 plus 7, so 21.
Definitely hits.
Yeah. Alright, guiding bolt, second level 5d6. Dun, dun, dun. Alright, 6 and 1, so 7. Plus 6 and 3, 7, 16. And one more. 20. 20 radiant.
As you say, "Can I have my gift?" before you throw a jet of a black, almost javelin of lightning as it strikes into the metallic frame of Ignis's body. He begins to glow a white hotness as he looks back towards you and hisses in echo to what he did to XC before he moves his hands outwards as the rain seems to cease before him, and he steps 1 foot down onto the wet mud, and the sun parts and coats Ignis in its rays. He turns to you and says, I am controlled by nothing and no one any longer.
Must be nice for you, asshole.
Before he reaches his hands upwards and creates a fist very quickly. Ashrin, I need you to roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Also, in this time, have we seen Ordell or have we only seen Ignis?
You have run out to see Ignis. Ordell, you are on fire. So yeah, you would have been started to walk. You all would see him now exiting the room with XC following.
Okay. What was the save?
What did you get?
I got a 14 plus whatever things I need to add.
Wisdom. I thought you meant like, what's the DC? I was like, that's not.
Oh, sorry. No, a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. You can feel the pull towards Ignis. You want to help him for a moment, but then seeing Ordell walk out from the eastern hallway, aflame, your will and hatred for Ignis ignites, and you resist this temptation to do his bidding.
I'm gonna cast a Shield of Faith on myself. Can I do that?
Oh, absolutely. You bang onto your shield and quickly a showering of red sparks covers your armor and you begin to glow a crimson aura.
Woo.
Ordell, you see your friends on the other side throwing a bolt towards something off into the hallway. Now, hearing Ignis reply to them and Ashrin readying her weaponry, what are you and XC doing?
Seeing, I think Ordell's gonna try and run at Ignis again, because whatever's happening to Ordell, he feels pretty unstable. So he's just gonna use whatever strength is left as he's burning still.
Okay. XC, are you following?
I am following.
Okay.
Side by side.
You all turn the corner as you see Ignis change shape to that of a metallic bat as smoke follows its wings. Winter?
Before that happens, can I cast a spell? Can I get a spell
Absolutely.
in before?
Yeah.
I would like to cast Tasha's Mind Whip at a level 3.
Ooh, go
So
for it.
that's an intelligence save.
Okay.
Also, are any of the other like a Sasha and any of the others within 90 feet of us?
You can see out into the town, but no, they're not nearby, but you do see them attacking citizens.
Okay. Just this one then. Actually, let's not do it at a 3rd level if I can't get anyone else, because that's redundant. Except for that I have to. So
He does fail it. However, as your magic bolts towards him, he holds his hand up, trying to enthrall Ashrin. Seemingly annoyed by your interruption, he uses his legendary resistance to stare you down as the smoke bellows out from his eyes.
of course you do, motherfucker.
Yeah, he's a vampire. As he hisses at you before then turning into the mechanical version of the bat, with smoke following, no longer running water of rain to impede him. He flies, following the sunlight that seems to part its way from the clouds as he moves off down to the south.
Just as many spell slots as you have resistances, bitch.
Right.
XC.
So we turn the corner. Would you say that is like a double move, or would that be a move and I still have an action when he turns into a bat?
I would say that you have one action when he turns into a bat.
I will take a pot shot.
Go for it.
Oh, it's at advantage too if you're shooting him.
One of them is.
It's
Got
always an
bolt.
advantage for me. I mean, what?
It's always an advantage because I'm good.
All right. So that is a 24 to hit.
Definitely hits.
And that's 9 damages.
9 damage does hit. As you Are you using any particular bullet?
I am not. It's just a standard bullet.
Okay. You fire into him as he turns into a bat. You hear a loud screeching or sonar-like wail coming from this metallic creature. When it does so, bits of metal scrap fly off the edge of it and smoke billows out from the inside before the scene of before as it flies out following the sun southward. You all run to catch up to your friends. Ordell, you all now see Ordell bathed in flame, but seemingly calm about it as rain returns to the entrance of this keep. The tapestries behind you in it burn at a great flame. Everybody roll me a perception check really quickly.
8. Man, it's crazy. It's
Fire
almost like there's
is
something
in your
distracting me.
eyes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's gonna be a 23, my dude.
23, Ashrin.
Team.
Winter, Exy.
19.
You're muted, Winter. Or just quiet, one of the two. You're
Nope,
still
still
muted.
15.
There we go.
15. 15.
Okay. For those of you who got a 15 or above, you look out into the city and you don't see those paladins that you saw before continuing to slaughter citizens, but you instead see some of them grabbing some of the bodies from those citizens that are still alive and dragging them through the muck towards the gateway on the south.
Well, my first attention is gonna go immediately to Ordell. And if I can cast a spell, I'll do Cure Wounds at 2nd level.
Absolutely. He is on fire, but calm. You do see some scarring on his skin. You reach out towards him and heal him with your fire as well.
Does he look like this is a hard question to ask. Shit. I guess as an action, can I do medicine check instead on him?
Not if you're already healing, but if you want to do that instead.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Instead, if I can do a medicine check,
yeah,
as an action, just to see if what I'm doing is even gonna matter.
No problem.
Okay, 19 plus 7.
Solid. He isn't seeming to be burning anymore. The flames on him seem to just ignore his skin. You don't see any more scars or burns appearing on him. Perhaps it could help. But
okay, you might have to repeat that because my computer froze for a moment and I didn't get to hear any of that.
He's burning, but it doesn't look like it's getting worse. Might help.
Oh, okay.
But as you're observing him, you quickly do a run around. You almost see through him. You notice the second flame out there off in the southern side of the town near where the actual garrison is, the wall that they're kind of erecting here in Cavity. So you see it swinging kind of wildly, and you take a closer look. It seems to be Elijah with his sword aflame fighting off 3 of the other paladins that were here before the back end of a spear hits him in the head and his flame on his sword goes out and he falls into the muck before the other paladins grab some citizens and begin rushing towards the door and outwards south.
And I guess
Knew my boy was clean.
I was gonna say, I guess with that, I'll look at Ordell and say, we gotta get Elijah. What is happening?
Is Elijah also a vampire? I'm confused. We traveled with him during the day, didn't we?
Yes.
Like, I didn't just sleep through every day.
Yes. We should probably help these people.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go. And Emma's gonna run out and start going to find people to help.
Are you all rushing out to try and help?
I want to look for Sasha.
How
if
far
they're
away
in
are
that.
they, Ryan?
Yeah.
There are several paladins in the city still. There seems to be
When you say paladins, we're talking about vampires, right? Or whatever they are.
they are
Bad
paladins to you. They are paladins as far as you see them,
Okay.
mowing citizens down, as they do.
So, yeah. So how many of these paladins are mowing citizens down at the moment that we can see?
There are probably about 30 still in the city. You've seen about a dozen leave the southern garrison gates now at this point. You saw Sasha, as well as 2 others, enter a nearby home, but they haven't quite left yet.
I want to go to
a.
a.
What's up?
Can we still see the bat?
The bat is flying, and it is now past the southern doorway. It's probably about 600 feet away at this point, and you continue to see the sun kind of part ways as it moves further southwards. It seems to be flying at full speed out of here, ignoring the rest of what's happening here.
Effort, Brie.
I want to go to the house that Sasha went into.
Okay. Winter, you rush over that way. Who all follows? Or what is everybody doing?
I'll follow
He
after
starts
Winter.
shooting.
Do you start taking...
I'll follow.
Oh, go ahead. Follow after Winter?
I'll follow after Winter, but also yelling like, "I thought that crying old man was the vampire. These seem very different. I'm all so confused today."
I'm very, very whispered and calm.
Oh,
From
whoops!
season 1?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's a
Hey,
GFY to
Sania, what's
Ashrin.
up?
whoops! I said nothing.
She said, I thought nothing. I thought nothing. That's-
It was a dream that I had last night. I just feel so real.
Sydney,
Oh my
we
god,
missed
that's
you.
what happened after we ruined that dude's life. He became a robot.
XC, we'll go to you shooting things in a minute. Emma, are you rushing with them? What are you doing?
I want to head towards where we saw Elijah.
Okay. So we're going to say Winter and Ashrin from this area head off towards the right. You could either follow them and try and make your way over to where Elijah is. He's going to be directly opposite of you, so you got to go one way or the other to get there. Ordell, what are you doing?
While everyone leaves, Ordell's gonna go to the throne area where that giant fire thing was that Ordell looked at last night, and I'm just gonna go up to that.
Okay. We'll come back to that in a minute. XC, you're planning on taking shots at some of the paladins, correct? Are you leaving with them, or are you staying in the keep just to shoot who you can?
I will stay in the keep because that's where Odell is.
Sounds good to me. Ritter will choose to do the same thing. He's going to take his arrows and start shooting at as many as he can, trying not to let any of them get away with you. As the 2 of you are in the doorway, going to make your shots at people. So we'll actually start with the 2 of you.
I hand Ritter a small piece of metal and a little piece of chalk. Just look at him and sort of nod, and I have my own ready to take count of how many we kill.
He quickly sets it on the ground as he looks upwards, kind of nods for a begin as he starts firing off arrows with you. We'll say there are probably about in range for you. What's your total range that you can shoot at?
I'm happy to hit up to 480 at the moment.
480. You can shoot a lot more than Ritter can. Ritter can shoot pretty far, but not that far.
I will then target the further ones so that he can hit the closer ones.
Okay. Then we'll say you each get 6. That as they're going to try and run away, you're going to be able to take 6 rounds worth of shots. However you choose to use those 6 rounds. So I'm going to have you roll 6 rounds worth of attacks. You tell me how many of those hit. And Ritter is going to do the same at the nearby ones.
5d6s.
While that's happening, Emma, what were you planning to do? You're going to run with Ashrin and Winter, or on the other side and try and get to? Okay, you're going to run with them.
The other side to try. No, the other side to try and get to Elijah.
Okay, you may have some resistance on the way, but that's totally fine. Emma, you rush offwards to the left as Winter
It's okay.
and
I
Ashrin.
got Raucous. Raucous is ready to battle.
You got Raucous. As Winter and Ashrin, you run off to the right to one of the nearby homes. As you do so, you hear some cries from inside. It sounds to be the sounds of multiple voices. There must be a family inside here, as the door itself has been busted in, and you can hear the sounds of metal and heavy armor moving from within. Do you go inside the home?
Yeah.
Okay. The two of you rush in. It's not a very large home, but it's home enough to where you see enough room for Sasha, Adam, and Rythus, all with their blades. Bloody, as you see 3 corpses on the ground, what appear to be 2 teenage sons and the father, as they have knocked out the mother and 2 other young boys from this family. You see heavy dents on their forehead and blood coming down where they hit them with the backs of their blades, and they're beginning to pull them out from one of the nearby rooms before they see the 2 of you run in. And there's kind of that moment of freeze where they notice you and you notice them as they have their swords pulling them in hand.
I have my hand on my rapier and I just look to Winter, like with my eyes. I say, like, just say when.
Sash, what are you doing? What's happened to you?
We are serving greater good now. Before at that she charges.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Take
so,
my. I mean,
Ashrin and Winter, I'll need initiative from the 2 of you. So this is going to be very disjointed, but I'm going to pop back and forth between a lot of things here. So bear with me.
ooh.
We got to make this difficult for you.
Yeah, of
I
course.
know.
Have to split the party literally 4 ways. You have to.
Yeah.
It's in our programming.
Yeah. As XC and Ritter go on a literal Gimli Legolas killing spree here to try and get as much as they can in. So what are your initiatives, Ashrin and Winter?
18.
18?
16.
16. Oh, you actually both get to go first then. Sasha pushes her sword forwards, but then Ashrin is going to go first, followed by Winter, and then the 3 of them. While this is happening, Emma, you're rushing off to the left side.
Ooh. While I'm rushing, can I use my silent image to have following me Nidhami, my patron, a visage of her risen up behind me.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Silent image can't move. I could be wrong.
Where are you, silent image spell? Wait, I'm almost there. Boom. Son of a bitch. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. If you have
wait.
other illusion spells, you can
Hold
do that.
on. You can use your action to cause the image to move to any spot within range. As the image changes location, you can alter its appearance so that its movements appear natural for the image.
Okay. You won't be able to really run then. You'll have to use your action to make it keep pace.
Yeah, I'll just have to. Okay, so never mind. Just ignore that entire cool idea.
Okay. It's a really cool idea. I do give it to you, but it will just slow you down instead of the sprint.
Yeah, no, I don't want to be slowed down. I want to get to him.
Are you stopping to deal with any of these people, or are you just trying to get to Elijah, and ignore the rest of the people?
As of right now, going for Elijah.
Okay.
Elijah, one didn't turn on the rest like we've seen the others do.
Okay, we'll come back to that in a moment.
So,
then. We'll come back to a lot of your stuff in a moment. We'll start with the Ashrin Winter thing, then we'll go back to XC and Ordell. Ashrin, they charge you. The 3 of these paladins, quote unquote, in heavy armor, charge you.
Okay, well, Sasha was coming first, I assume?
Correct. All of them kind of come
Okay.
at the same time, but you're in a room fighting them now.
All right, but I'm mad at Sasha.
Oh, of course.
So, rapier out, roll to hit, 17 to hit.
17 does hit.
Does hit. I'm
Just
gonna
barely.
roll. That's a D10. Sure. Okay, well that is going to be 3 points of piercing damage. However, I want to Divine Smite.
Okay, go for it.
Extra 2d8. 7 plus 4 is 11 radiant damage.
Okay, so it
And
was
plus... so again?
it was 11 radiant, and how much for the other?
11 radiant. I already moved. Shit, because it was also d8, so I used the same d8. Anyone remember what I did?
I'm gonna say
It was
9
the low
and
number.
give you the benefit, so 20 total.
Oh,
3 piercing.
3
Okay.
piercing, I think.
Chat corrects you for the worst.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Still thanks.
So I'm Divine Smited, and it's plus, and if it's undead or fiend, it's another 1d8.
What is your dex mod? Somebody raised a good
Plus
point.
2. But
Oh,
then
so
I
you
did
rolled a 1?
plus. I rolled a. I might have rolled a 1.
Okay, got it. Just making
Yeah,
sure.
I was rolling a 1.
I may have done that. Right. So you smite for 14 damage total.
He's
radiant
over the
and
math.
under Oh,
Only
hi.
leaving for us, right? You're only like your camera's fine.
Mine's fine. Y'all freeze for a moment, and then you're like right back in. So, yeah. So 14
see.
damage total.
14 damage, and then it's extra 1d8 if it's undead or a fiend.
It is.
Woo! Let's go.
Sucks for
8.
me.
Another 8 radiant damage,
Cool.
and then second attack. Roll to hit from second
Do it.
attack with rapier, just regular one. That is a 16 to hit.
Hits. Actually, no, it doesn't.
Because you said barely, and there was a
Yeah,
17 last
17
time.
is
So.
the just hit. So as you slice forward, you hit right into her hip bone and pull out for a second hit. But her longsword is waiting for your rapier to come in for another blow as she swats it to the side. Radiant energy now pouring out, though no blood seems to pour out of her like it once would have.
Okay, and that is it. Because Divine Smite counts as a spell, right? And I had 2 actions. Never mind.
No,
That's it. I'm
you
done.
use spell slots for it, but you just do that in addition to your attack if you choose to.
Cool. Do I have a bonus action or no?
Yeah.
I'm gonna Shield of Faith, Winter.
Oh, thank you.
I think it's concentration.
Oh,
you
it
can
is. Never mind,
shield
sorry.
Yeah. So you only have the 1 on you.
Sorry, Winter. Never mind.
That's okay.
Okay. Winter, it goes to your turn as the 3 of the thralls move towards you. Enough people guessed it in chat that, yeah, you all got it right. They are undead spawn or undead thralls as they rush towards Ashran and you. So they are right nearby. You're in a small home.
Oh, if anything, can I take steps forward so I'm closer than Winter is?
Yeah, I'll let you do that
Could
to
I
give them
work
a
on that?
5-foot berth from Winter. That way you're going to soak up most of the blows.
Mhm.
Am I within melee range at this point? I
Not
didn't
yet, since
work
Ashran did
towards
move
them.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. See, the really tricky thing about being a necromancer is that necromantic spells aren't great against the undead. I'm gonna back up and cast Scorching Ray at a 2nd level.
Okay.
Because pretty much everything else that I have isn't gonna do damage to undead.
Right. Go ahead and roll your 3 hits. Who are you aiming at? There's Sasha, Adam, and Rythus.
Let's spread the love, hey? Spread it all out. So I'll roll first one for Sasha.
Okay.
Is going to be ooh, tasty.
17 is the AC you need to beat on this. They're a little bit better than
Well-
normal spawn because they have heavy armor that was given to them. So you tell me if any of those hit.
Well, I rolled a 17 plus 8, so first one to hit Sasha hits. Oh, dude, another 17.
Nice.
So Adam, sorry, Adam.
Adam.
And then 14 plus 8. So
Beat me by 2 seconds.
all three
All 3
hits.
hit. Go for it.
Yeah, do you just want me to
Yeah,
roll
just roll
one
once.
spot?
Yeah.
Oh,
I also
I'm
found
gonna
out
use...
recently that if you do magic missile, you roll 1d4, and that's the damage for all missiles, and it's supposed to be the same thing
Yep.
for Scorching Ray. I didn't know that.
I'm gonna use your
really?
die
Ooh,
to damage your characters.
do it.
Oh, tasty. 5 and 5. 10.
You're welcome.
10 fire damage.
Cool. As
Each of them.
Ashrin, you hold up your shield and rapier in a defensive position. Sudden 3 jets of flame fire over you. You know that maybe once upon a time they might have liked this, but the flame pelts into them and they screech out in a hellish manner in result. You are muted, but I do like your
I'm gonna
enthusiasm.
move. I'm gonna move back as much as possible while still being able to see them.
Perfect.
I'm gonna be like, I'm still with you, Ashrin, and then back up.
I'm just glowing in like my shield of faith spell. I'm like, it's okay.
Yeah, and that's a me.
Okay. As the 3 of them... Sounds good. As the 3 of them rush forward towards Ashrin, your AC becomes 20 now as a result, right? Perfect. All 3 of them begin to make attacks. 2 of them come from Sasha. She slices at you twice with her longsword. The other 2, however, rush towards you, slice once with their longsword each, and try and bite you once each.
Oh no, I don't think I thought this. Well, no, Ashrin would have known. She would not have known. So it's great.
You get hit by both of Sasha's longsword attacks and one of the spawn's bites. I need a con saving throw from you.
I will put the pressure on dicey encounters to roll well.
You go for it.
Ghost hunting, buddy. Let's go. 24. Sorry.
That's
24. Okay. As these claws, or not claws, this bite and these longsword slashes come towards you, you take the longswords deal 19 total damage to you, and the bite deals 8 total damage to you.
27.
Okay. Some of that is necrotic. Rolled low on the piercing. As the bite comes into you, Adam rushes up and tries to bite you in the neck. Just because why wouldn't it be?
I take it. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You just saw a glimpse into Jackie's life.
I'm just kidding.
As then ends, the fire jets out towards them. They ready themselves up for other attacks, and so do you. But we're gonna go real quickly to XC. Of all those hits that you did, how many hit?
Can I get an AC?
The AC will be 17 for all of them.
Okay, well then my inspiration was wasted. All right, so just to let you know what I did.
Okay.
I have 12 shots. I rolled all 12. I then put the attack bonus on. I then took -5 because I'm doing the +10 damage, and then I used grit whenever possible. All but one hit. One grit was wasted because of that hit, and I actually managed to roll 3 criticals, which means that I also got grit reused as well. So you've got 25 damage. I did an average roll. I just did half damage, so this isn't the maximum. But that's 1, 2, 3 got 25 damaged. 1, 2, 3 got 19 damaged, and 4 got 37 damaged. So 11 hits.
11
at a minimum
hits.
of 19 at an average roll, which I could probably roll higher.
Can you give me the total damage of all of those that you just gave me?
Sure. That's 297 damage,
Oh God!
and that's
jeez.
an average. That's an average roll over 12
Good.
shots.
Good. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh my God! Y'all,
but if there's
don't
any
let
that-
XC turn on us.
If there are any that have a lot more damage than that, I'm happy to roll to see if I can roll higher. So
So what happens is, because we're doing a cumulative, if you're able to do enough damage, you're able to kill 3.6 of them, basically. So as you see them rushing offwards, dragging people from their homes, you take as many shots as you can, quickly reloading, just emptying the clip, quite literally, on them. You see 3 of them fall dead as the people that they're carrying. Some of them wake up and try and rush back into their homes. Others still lie there unconscious in the dirt. The other 3 do get away. However, Ritter was only able to kill 2 with his, and you follow up, able to do the same thing on the 4 that remain from his. With 3.5, you're actually able to finish off all of Ritter's. As Ritter is not a rapid fire shooter, he's a pinpoint shooter. So with being able to do 3.5 a
He
second
sets them
time,
up, I knock him down.
quite literally. So Ritter marks 2 as you mark 3 and see his other 4, one of them limping away. You take the shot to finish him and are able to total out to 7 that you see fall. Emma, this is all happening on your side. So as you're running, XC seems to be covering you. You're very certain that XC wants to keep you alive. XC, I'm not necessarily certain that that's what you're doing. They just happen to be targets that are in range, but Emma is running by the people that you're shooting at that time. As Emma, you rush off to the other side towards where Elijah is.
So I do have a question for you. Emma does have the emerald in her eye. XC does have the emerald on XC.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, I could see what XC is seeing up to a certain distance, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So I just want to go back a little bit, just not doesn't change anything. That's why originally I said Emma is attacking, because, you know, dark spooky figures. Emma would have been able to see through the emerald.
XC's got your back. As you
With the whole Ignis thing.
Yeah, that would make sense. That's a good retcon for that. As you rush through the streets, you notice that a lot of the thralls, as you come up to them, pull their long swords out as if to stop you, but you're just running by them, wanting to get as quickly as you can to Elijah. And they seem to just let you, more focused on the people that they're carrying. Several of them fall to XC and Ritter on that side, but the rest ignore you, picking up their prey over their shoulders and begin rushing outwards down through the town. So total, XC, you and Ritter were able to take out 9 of the spawn before they get out of range for you. Emma, you rush down to Elijah, who lies there either unconscious or dead in the mud, as his face lies face first into the ground after being hit in the back of the head with a spear.
When I get 30 feet away, spare the dying, just in case.
You, as you rush over, you quickly throw your hand up and throw a green flame that, like a jet, flies over towards him and tries to find purchase into him. It does. He was dying as you ran over there. It's very good that you did go try and help him as quickly as possible. And so you see the flames lick on his armor before he kind of seems to cough in the mud, still falling unconscious but alive.
Now I will use that 2nd level cure wounds.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and heal him up. How much are we healing for?
Let's see. Let me get my D8. Where are you, D8? There you are. Let's see. First is a 6 plus 3, so 9, and 11, 12, 13. 13.
Okay, as Elijah lies no longer dying in the dirt, you quickly flip him over and put your hand inside your own flame for just a moment before placing it on his chest, and through his armor it begins to heat up, and you can see the red glowing symbols on the side of his armor also glow in acceptance of your heat and warmth in this cold rain. And such, Elijah coughs out water and mud coming out from the inside of his mouth where he coughs as he... What happened? What happened?
Emma's gonna slap him, not hard, but enough to where it's like, hey, let's go. And Emma's gonna try and like pick him up to move, and Emma's gonna try and move back towards the ladies.
At this time, most of the thralls have made their way out of the town. This hasn't all happened in an instant. This is all kind of slowly happening over time as the thralls are just leaving you and walking by, not concerned with what you're doing with Elijah, just concerned that they're getting these people There's no
I
more
have
thralls
no
in the
concern
city.
for them either.
XC and Ritter have stopped firing, but during all this time that this is happening, Winter and Ashen are continuing to fight. We'll go to you in just a second. Ordell, you, coated in flames, seeing the hall burn, go up to the chair, sitting maybe 30 feet away from the great brazier in the center. Do you sit on this chair or just stare at it for a moment?
I think Ordell sits. Ordell's tired and he's feeling whatever this like metamorphic process is. Ordell's just gonna sit and just start like slowly breathing and just close his eyes.
Ordell, you close your eyes and you can almost hear the flames licking your skin still. Or after a while, you begin to hear them almost growing louder, like an inferno or a forge as fire seems to heat up before your face once more. You open your eyes for just a moment and you begin to see a face in the great brazier flame in the center of the keep. Do you close your eyes again?
I see a face there.
You do.
I think Ordell stands from the throne and reaches his hand out, like goes up to the brazier now and reaches his hand into the fire.
You move across where the table is, next to the brazier. And as you put your arm there, the fire that's licking you seems to almost move itself, gathering off of you and creating an even greater flame. Before you begin to feel the heat return, and now as if you're sticking your hand in a fire and pull your arm away. No longer coated in fire, you stand before the great brazier and face in the flame.
What went wrong?
You hear almost like crackling fire. Obviously, I can't make a voice that sounds that way. But that's, again, what it sounds like, just like every time you've been to the hearths. It responds, "You trusted too easily. Xlend is dangerous. Ignis fooled you." And now he has my gift. Get it back. You hear an almost wind as the flame begins to fall and die down, back to a small simmering flame in the center of the brazier.
Ordell goes and sits back in the throne and just closes his eyes and tries to rest.
Ashrin and Winter, you are currently in a very dire fight here as the three of them hound into Ashrin. It is your turn. What are you doing, Ashrin?
I'm really hurt, but I don't think I have a choice. Actually, lay on hands, is that an action?
I want to say it's a bonus action on yourself or an action on others, similar to a potion, but I don't know that for certain. We'll say that's what it is for now.
Okay. I am going to lay on hands for 27. Okay. So 27.
Yeah, why
That's
not?
my... Yep. But I get 2 actions, so can I do a rapier thing still?
You get 2 attacks if you do a full action, but it's a bonus
see, I
on
see.
you, so you can still do a full action.
Okay,
what
so
we're gonna say
I'm
for
going
now.
to... Thank you. Okay,
Mhm.
swing my rapier. That is a... Don't think that hits. A 15 for the first one.
15 does
That
not
misses,
hit.
right?
17 is
Okay,
your
okay.
aim.
Lower anima. Okay, 21.
21 definitely hits. 21?
Okay, 21. Plus this. 7 plus. Okay, so 9 for piercing.
Okay.
And
On Sasha, I assume?
then- Yep.
Okay.
Yep. And I'm also going to expend a spell slot for extra 2d8 at radiant damage again. Which is actually 3d8 because they're undead, right? So I get to roll and I'll just do this. 1, is it 8? 5, 13, 17 total radiant.
Okay. That's a solid hit. As your rapier slices downwards, rather than being a pierce, you choose to get as much radiant on her as possible. You nick the strap off of one of her shoulder plates and then slice deeply a gouge into her arm as it radiates light. She hisses at you as you seem to be doing quite a lot of damage to her. She holds her arm and seems to almost limp in response to the pain. She's not doing too well.
Cool, and that's all I got.
Okay. Winter, it's your turn.
I'm going to like reach down to the ground and start like pulling like green tendrils out of the floor and like moving my hands around, and they kind of come together to form this disgusting putrid creature. And I'm going to cast Summon Undead using the
Tasha.
putrid creature. So this kind of like corpsey looking body that is like dripping with flesh and bodily fluids emerges from this.
Goopy stinky boy.
You pull up
Yeah.
this goop. The father's body from the room seems to almost pull itself inwards and get sucked into this darkness before it emerges out as this undead, horrific creature dripping in sinew and blood. As it readies itself to do your bidding, it turns towards you, its eyes almost sympathetic but ready for revenge on the things that killed it and are now threatening to take its family.
And I am just going to whisper towards it, harm them but keep them alive.
It nods before in an instant pouncing on them. I'm sure you have the stat block for that.
I do. So it has a festering aura, which means that any creature... I also want to cast this like on the other side of them. I can do it within 90 feet.
Yeah, for sure.
So on the other side, so that we're on one side, they're in the middle,
Closing
and it's
them
on
in.
the other side. Sandwiching it.
Yeah.
So any creature that's other than me that starts its turn within 5 feet of this putrid creature has to succeed on a Constitution saving throw against my spell save. It does not say that undead are immune from this.
Okay.
It does for the other forms, but not for putrid.
Sounds good to me.
Although I don't know if undead creatures can be poisoned anyway.
Right. So on their turn, they will make those saves. Is it attacking them?
Yes, it is also going to attack them. So it gets to make 1 attack at this point. It's gonna like lunge forward and scratch at let's go with Sasha.
Sasha. She's not looking too good, so go for it.
15 plus my plus 8. So that hits, and then she has to make a Constitution save.
Your DC is
16.
does beat it.
Okay.
Barely.
That is going to be 8 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, sorry. 11 points of slashing damage.
Even better. You'll have done 69 damage to her. Nice.
Hee hee hee.
Hee hee hee.
Nice.
As the
And
three
he'll
of
be
you,
doing non-lethal damage.
yeah, As the three of you try and surround them, Winter, you still kind of hold back, but try and look menacingly to keep them in one spot. Surround them. Sasha looks towards you, Asher, before she kind of wriggles her arm in place, and you can see some of the wound that you dealt to her almost heals itself up briefly as they all go in for more attacks against you. She's gonna, again, she's more focused on the kill because she's just an angry person, and that still comes through even in a thrall form. Asher?
No, she hit me.
Oh, okay. I also
I have a
need-
reaction. That's why I
Oh,
decided.
gotcha. That is, a lot less hits. Only one of them hits, and it's with the longsword, so that is 11 slashing damage.
Hellish rebuke.
Okay, go for it. Hit him.
It's actually okay. So I know my race has a special rule to it, but it's Dex 14 for the book. But then I don't know about
You can
like
do-
my elfishness.
Wait, so Dex 14. Oh, you meaning for the spell save DC?
Yeah.
Yeah, you get to
Yes.
use your con instead of Dex if you'd like.
Okay, I think it's 16, but we can reconvene afterwards
Okay.
to clarify.
Works for me.
Con 16.
They fail.
Whoa! Let's go.
So excited.
Ooh, 15. Fire.
Teen fire. As Adam slashes into you, but you do not like this, obviously. That's not allowed.
How dare you,
As you
Adam.
rebuke Adam for 15 additional
Hell.
fire damage. As the damage that seems to have been dealt from them from the Scorching Ray before is almost gone at this point, but your remaining fire hits into him does create a fresh wound in flame against their skin. But they're not able to get past your defenses. You are deft with the rapier and with the shield, with the thrall helping you out, kind of holding Sasha back by being in combat with her. It helps. The two of you are locked in a struggle, but Sasha's losing right now. As we go back to Ordell, as you look towards the flame, you look at your skin, coated and scarred. You see that you have been burnt and hurt. But you also see that your skin seems to have reverted to the way that it did before, to where you were able to take your skin off. There's a small hole in your right arm where the flames had burned through your skin, but you don't see bone underneath. You see something different, and you want to pick at it. Can you describe to me what happens as you shed your old skin or self?
Ordell first basically starts kind of scratching at it, and it flakes off almost like burnt ash. But then he stands and starts walking towards that large window on the side. And as he's walking, the giant form that was Ordell is just falling behind him, and the form gets...
Oh, no. 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 Hold on. No, it's doing the thing again.
Hear it?
And
Hold
he's
on,
like,
hold on.
"Where
Okay,
you going?"
go back
And
10
Rybo
seconds. You just
doesn't
said you
care.
started walking. Just go back 10 seconds.
Smaller and smaller.
Amazing. But anyway, the form keeps getting smaller as Ordell walks, and eventually there is no semblance to the giant creature that Ordell was, and there is a wall behind him of just black ash across the ground. And from behind, there is someone who stands maybe 5 feet tall. They have long red hair that seems to move and streak in every direction that glows. And they have a little bit longer eyebrows that are also red, glowing yellow eyes, small little patchy areas where it looks like almost like a flame is moving inside of them, and this very dark, grayish, ashy skin. And he looks up, kind of looks to the sides of the buildings. Where's my dad?
XC, hearing that voice and that noise, you look back and no longer see XC. As you are focused on your shooting, you turn and see a young man with bright red hair standing where a field of ash is on the floor behind him.
I shoot him.
Fuck.
What do you just do to fucking Ordell?
Oh no.
XC,
On point, but oh no.
for all that's happened tonight, by the way, Ordell, Emma, and XC, you all definitely get inspos for everything you've done. That sealed the deal for XC there. As XC turns, another intruder. Ordell, you have... Oh, hold on, just briefly. Ordell, you still remember everything that has happened throughout y'all's entire journey and your entire time being a very large man. But you also regain your memories from when you were a young boy. It seems the Lord of Flame was not done with you and has gifted you full, no longer being a reborn, but reincarnation into your old self.
XC, how much damage does your bullet do?
A D12 plus 3 at the minimum.
Can you roll it?
Sure. That would be a 7 at the moment. But
The bullet flies through the air,
hold on,
and
I'm not
hold on,
shooting
hold
you
on.
yet.
oh no,
Wait, what?
no, because you shot at me.
No. I'm gonna turn around and shoot, but as there's other stuff coming in. Just bear with me.
Okay.
Sorry, Ryan interrupted me before I could finish.
Okay.
I thought you
So
said
as I
I
turn
shoot
around,
him, and that was...
I do.
I was gonna say
I
I'm
do.
responding into something with the shot, but anyway, continue.
But then Ryan, you came back and you said as T was turning around. So good point. I'm retrocasting. As I turn around and go to shoot, and I will shoot, I'll also yell out to Ritter behind us.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, let
And
Ritter
now I
do
shoot.
it quick. Yeah, fair enough.
As the bullet like flies through the air, Ordell catches it and holds it and throws it to the ground.
And in comes the second shot.
While it's coming though, XC, I remember you.
It's more of a XC, I remember, as the shot goes in, but you do get out the U. But XC is in the middle of a round of action attacking against you. Ritter turns to look towards you. But yeah, the second shot goes off as you hear a voice that... roll me a... Oh, gosh.
No,
Perception.
if instead of him, I was going to say, instead of rolling history, I'm going to say in Dwarven, XC's exact commands to stand down.
That's
Do
a
you
better
remember
call.
him? 'Cause I do.
Whatever they would be, if I have all my memories, you damn right I know your commands, and I do know Dwarven now.
He has full memory, so if Ordell would have known it, he would know it.
Oh, but I mean, he's just gone through a transformation.
No,
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking about like OG, like XC, like reboot commands, like not like Ordell being
Oh,
like,
I
hey,
don't
like
think
it's
he
all
knows
good,
those.
like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, that might
Ordell,
not
like
be known.
Each one of those is done by the dwarves that build it. But you did give me a word to use a couple of sessions ago.
oh,
That's
Ooh.
what I'm
what?
talking about.
I
I've got it written down
don't
here.
remember, but I feel like I would.
It was totally Humperdinck.
Humperdinck.
Or it was the name of the super unique Wildberry Spoodle Doodle Crumb Cruncher D20 that you can win tonight.
Well, if Jakey don't remember it, and XC's not, I'm gonna just yell to Ritter and be like, "It's me."
Ritter will roll perception then to see if he recognizes your voice a bit, which was what I was originally going to have XC do, but that changes.
I mean, we did just have a wolf or turned into a vampire, so I don't fucking
Oh,
trust anything.
no, yeah, it's definitely fully in character. You're right to shoot him. As Ritter pulls his arrow back before he then kind of looks at you and says, wait, XC, hold on. Don't shoot.
As it goes click in the second shot.
Okay, I just said... That is Ordell. As we cut to Emma, you are rushing with Elijah to get to the house to help. You see one wizard that was here with the rest of the people, with a sword sticking through his chest, impaled into the ground. He seems to have been reaching for something in his pouch before he passed on. As you're rushing by, you can't help but notice there is a small scroll in his hand as you're rushing to help your friends.
Curiosity is the best of me. I will grab said scroll.
It doesn't even break your stride. You're able to quickly lean down and grab it as you continue. It is getting wet, so you throw
Ruckus,
it.
hold this.
You throw it in your pocket to hide for just a moment as you rush through the rain to get back to help Ashton and Winter. Emma and Elijah, though Elijah is barely running, are going to help Ashton and Winter fight off the 3 undead spawns or thralls. Ordell stands there renewed to what he once was, no longer reborn as a reborn race, but fully reincarnated into his old self, because people are asking, he did not die, he just changed back to his old self. This is what he always wanted anyway. As XC holds his gun, possibly ready to continue to shoot Ordell, and Ritter holds his arrow and bow in hand. That seems like a solid place to stop for the night, as I think we should do a giveaway. If people haven't entered, give them just one more minute. Make sure you enter for, what was the name of that dice again, Drew?
It's the Wildberry Spoodle Doodle Crumb Cruncher D20.
The Wildberry
look.
Spoodle Doodle Crumb Cruncher D20? That just sounds amazing. I'd enter
One
that
of a
for
kind,
free.
only one exists. There will never be another like it. I will never remake this dice. One of a kind. So, Cast, if you want to enter, go for it.
Definitely not a toaster strudel, correct?
Wait. I don't think we're allowed to enter the giveaways, right? It seems.
I did.
Someone
Not.
did.
I already did.
I'll get in trouble.
I
Brie,
did.
you and I are the
I'll
only
give
ones
it
that
a-
haven't entered.
I'll give it away if I get it, but I wanted to say that I won it.
Give it away. Give it
Oh.
away.
Well, fine. I'm entering as well then.
Give it away.
If
Give it away.
I
Give
win
it
it,
away.
I'm going to make Drew make
Sorry,
another
going
one
to
to
bed
give
until
away
too
and
late.
one for me.
I would also give it away.
I'm
Awesome.
not. I'm keeping it.
I'm going to enter too. No.
You can't enter, Drew. Jesus Christ.
So while
I'm going
y'all
to keep it.
are getting into the giveaway and entering, can I say how long I've been excited and waiting for this vampire Warforged setup, since I found out that Warforged can technically be vampires based on the description of how vampires work. There's literally been clouds that have constantly been in, so that there's been no sunlight. Anytime Ignis went with you anywhere, he asked, may I come in, before going into the home. He never once stepped outside the keep anywhere. Everything here is warm and not frozen.
I didn't like that guy to begin
See,
with.
we talked about
hated
that
it.
on the
Yeah,
Loreforge we did together, where you brought up like vampiric Warforged and stuff, and I was like, oh, that's a neat thing. And then right when we met Ignis, you described the General Grievous like big like ominous furnace, and I was like, don't let it be now.
Can I get a drum roll? Just a good old drum roll. We haven't done a drum roll
Yeah.
for a giveaway in a hot minute.
Drum roll.
Also, Verity, you bet I've already thought about the fanfic.
And Pretty mean Vigo.
Pretty Megiddo. Congrats on the Wildberry
it's
Spoodle
someone
Doodle
that
Crumb
hasn't won
Cruncher.
before, and congrats.
Yeah, congratulations.
I'm super
God,
relieved
yeah.
none of us won, because that wouldn't be chill,
Hey.
you guys.
I'm not. How
Some of us
dare I?
won some snowmates at Christmas, remember?
I wish I should be able to rig this, right? Like, you think we all could rig it somehow, but
Jake won before he became a cast
true.
member.
true, true.
I did.
And even better, he said he was going to win that giveaway.
I said,
He said,
Yeah.
I
was
will
like,
win this
I'm
giveaway,
winning this
and he
giveaway.
won.
This is mine.
In
Jada,
other words,
baby.
You have to email the message that comes through in Twitch.
Yes.
Words,
So Twitch has sent you a private message when you win.
words,
you go back
email
through
me,
your
and we'll
messages in Twitch. It'll tell you what to do.
words, email me, and we'll get it handled.
Your whispers, sorry, it's called in Twitch.
Oh, the art contest.
Awesome.
I thought I did. Either way, email me. We'll get it handled. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We will
We're
see
going to
you.
raid.
We're gonna raid, but we will see you all next week. Love you
And-
all. Bye.
And also, livecast, come hang out with us tomorrow. Please help me make dice.
Do it.
Bye.
Bye.
I love you.